Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever it happens to be where you are watching this right now. And welcome to the Pro Competition Online EU Cup. I am PND Mustard, and I'm joined on commentary by none other than YouTube's History Behind the Warrior, or Callum, as I'll be calling him through this, because History Behind the Warrior takes a long time to say. How's it going, dude?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's a fantastic opportunity you guys have given me. Obviously, it's nice to interact from just outside the YouTube community and really kind of dive into it because as you guys may be slightly familiar with me, I have been diving into competitive scene for quite a while. Currently, commentating a fair bit now instead of just like competing nowadays. And it's been a really great opportunity to kind of like dive into the scene and actually get to know the faces that I've been watching for many, many years. So I'm actually really looking forward to today's brackets because I recognize some of the players here and some that I actually haven't seen in a while. So I'm intrigued to actually commentate, talk about them, and be familiar with them.
No, well, it's great having you on. But speaking of brackets, we have quite the EU star-studded names. For MK11 right now, I feel like this is a really good representation for what EU has to offer, right? This side of the world. We have Arn Kratos and Asada Matson winners. We have Mirko versus Video Games Yo to finish that off. And then we'll be going down to losers for Foxy Grandpa versus Heroes NZ and Dizzy TT versus MK Azerbaijan. So this is a really interesting bracket in terms of, like, obviously you can see a lot of diversity. We have Arn Kratos from from Russian CIS region. We have 2 Italians in Asada Matson and Mirko, 4 from the UK in Video Games Yo, Foxy, Heroes, and Dizzy, and of course MK Azerbaijan from Azerbaijan. This should be a really interesting bracket in terms of player matchups, characters. We've got variety. We've got Video Games Yo with that Shao Kahn and Jax. Mirko bringing in that Scorpion. I believe he still only plays Scorpion. And has kind of been a Scorpion loyalist from the start, and all the in between. We might even see a Sonya mirror in losers with Dizzy and Azerbaijan, and that will be a mirror with Ringmaster probably from Dizzy, and then Azerbaijan I know is a variation 1 player, so actually playing the variation that we don't normally see with Sonya. So this should be a lot of fun. Obviously we'll be starting off with losers. Arn Kratos and Asada Matson will be first, and I feel like it's really worth pointing out Arn Kratos is here because he managed to beat Foxy 4 top 8 winners in the Shang Tsung mirror, and Foxy doesn't lose mirror matches, so that is quite a lot to talk about.
No, it's definitely, I can imagine it's probably a big chip on his shoulder as well, because like Foxy is known for making top 8s consistently and traveling to the US and like really just wrecking shop. So understandably in this case, it for him as a player, it definitely must be a little bit of like, how would I put it? It's definitely a chip on his shoulder and something he can hold. But whether or not he'll be able to consistently have that for the rest of the tournament is something we do have to see.
I think it's an amazing amount of momentum for Kratos going into this top 8 for sure. You know, Foxy is one of the most successful, if not the most successful kind of like European player in NetherRealm. So to be able to beat him in the mirror match, and it was a dominant 2-0 as well. Like it was a good 2-0. And Arn Kratos, not only defeating Foxy on the way in, he defeated Sakron as well, who we saw defeat Arn Kratos in the Russian Intercontinental Online event. It's really good to see someone like Kratos come in as, I don't want to say a new player, but a player that we haven't seen as much in history for NetherRealm, coming in and learning from those losses and being able to improve, bringing in pretty much that solo Shang Tsung, but coming up against Asada Matson, who is, of course, I would say Europe's best Cetrion. He managed to get top 8 at Biennality. He defeated Shark Teeth in the top 8. And Asada Matson at Biennality, he lost his first match in the tournament and made a complete plow through losers bracket all the way to top 8. So these are 2 players with a really good ability to adapt and kind of play from against the ropes. And now they're playing in winner's side.
I serve only Chronica.
You serve only yourself.
Round 1, fight!
Okay, Arn Kratos playing that amazing Shang Tsung going up against Cetrion. And Asada Matson just wanting to push Arn Kratos away from the entire time. What's the guy there? Got Arn Kratos pushing his way and goes for the overhead. Just tries to stagger. Jumps over. That wall is so incredibly good. Now, Mustard, how do you feel about this matchup in general? Because obviously both these characters are keep away, but Cetrion is kind of like the premier zoner of the game. Like, what do you think like Shang Tsung has to do to kind of reinforce his keep away?
Well, it's kind of hard to say because Shang Tsung has like just the straight up damage advantage through the corpse drop. But the corpse drop is really slow, right? And if he goes for a corpse, it doesn't work out. The geyser is going to come through, that's a full combo. But I feel like a lot of the game is going to be played here at that kind of like mid-range where, you know, Cetrion is a bit of a hybrid nowadays, right? She does have that strong keep away, but it's more about the buttons and the kind of anticipation. But the stagger game coming through from Kratos, we just going pokes into single hits. Really dangerous, especially against players that are looking for full strings. The stagger game is going to be really dangerous.
Very, very good. Currently a bit of keep away going on. Aftermath just wanting to kind of control the full screen and get the full combo from the trap. Right, keeps him out, but wants to stay in his face.
Oh, this is really hard for Kratos now. Oh wow, he managed to get the full string, but he didn't commit. Oh, and the anti-air barrier. There we go. As for the matter, now I feel like that's almost a taste of things to come for the rest of this match. Like, we are going to see some near timeouts. Wonderful confirm on that jump kick into the full screen presence. Now this is where, again, I feel like the general zoning more the keep away game with two characters that are quite good at it. Really comes into play with whoever has the life lead. Whoever has the life lead, they can afford to go for more trades. They can afford to do stuff a little bit riskier. But right now, Kratos keeping Asadamasa in the corner. Plus frames into counter hit, into throw. This is completely a one-play game right now. But Asadamasa, it's a jump kick. Can't turn it into anything, though.
Yeah, especially for Asadamasa. If he's been kept in the corner option by commentator's curse, currently switched around. Now he has a full screen to work with. But Kratos just really wanting to apply the pressure and forcing Asadamasa to play his game. He's cycled quite insane. And wow, just fair enough, took the soul and is now at full screen.
That was a good frame trap too. Or generally just going for a reversal soul steal. Oh no, the counter crushing blow before I can finish my point. Oh, yeah, that's a huge drop. That's a huge drop. That is a game-changing crushing blow for Cetrion. It gives her access to really good damage, and that's not normally something she's known for. To get that crushing blow and drop it, and not even get on Kratos' breakaway out at the time, like that's unfortunate. Still though, he has a nice life lead, and there we go. The plus frames of the boulder into the counter hit. Geyser on Kratos is trying to squirm. You have to flawless block those boulders. That really is the biggest thing in this matchup.
Absolutely. If you do not flawless block them, you can really struggle in actually getting in on Cetrion. Now the character, fantastic. Of course, one of the best parts about Cetrion and her keep away is her ability to like teleport full screen without utilizing meter. So she always has the availability, like there, she can get in your face, she can get away, she can grab you, and she can wow at any point in time. And it just seems like that's what Asadamasa is just doing right now. He's wanting to stay full screen.
He doesn't have any care going in whatsoever. He has no interest in getting close. He has a half life bar, life lead. That was a big call out. That air boulder. Yeah. The thing is, on Kratos, he's going to go down in game one, but despite it being half a life bar, with the fatal blow locked and loaded, that is a huge amount of damage to get on the table. Kratos, though, wasn't able to find the opportunity. Asadamasa going to be taking that first game. Now, to remember, my friends, this is top 8. Even though it's an online cup, it still follows the pro competition rule set, so it is going to be best of 5 as a format. So, first to win 3 games. And Asadamasa is getting that first one on the way up.
Now, what do you think Kratos has to do in order to like adapt and change his game plan? Because it was quite, I'd say for the first 2 rounds, they were kind of working off each other. And Kratos, when he put Asadamasa in the corner, you know, it was kind of more so all his game. Like,
it's hard to say. Like, I feel like Kratos was playing the matchup well. It's just, I mean, that's going to happen sometimes, right? Like, it was a close game 1. I feel like Kratos' game plan is working out. Asadamasa is definitely kind of disrespecting some of the advantage we'll see Kratos go for. I feel like if that is the game that he's going to find his damage, that is a bit more important. But the problem is, like, as easy as it is to say, hey, just get her in the corner and keep her there, like, she has that teleport. She has the ability to projectile in the air, you know, and those long range buttons to stop you on the way in. I feel like she can almost like fight with her back to the wall rather well, even if it does cut down her full screen game. The rest of her toolkit still works there, so it's hard to say. And just as I can talk about it, right, the teleport, the raw teleport on a prediction of a projectile is going to give Asadamasa a nice chunk of damage and a big life lead.
But you can't count on Kratos out of it. He's definitely trying to regain some momentum here, pushing Asadamasa to the corner. This is where he needs to keep him, really.
Oh no, but that is not what he wants. Oh, tries to gets the flawless block with the barrier, but not close enough. He went for the optimal damage in the standing.
Oh wow!
He's not close. Oh, no bar to amplify either. On Kratos, he's getting so many openings, but the resources just aren't on his side. Oh! Yeah, he tried to go for an anti-cross up, but didn't quite work out. Shang Tsung's uppercut, one of the better in the game for that, but didn't quite work out, unfortunately. And there it is again. Oh, Kratos! He's trying to do this on the fly. I feel like he's not really trusting his flawless block punishes anymore. Oh, and another teleport this time.
Good choice to breakaway, because as you mentioned earlier, that Setron damage he gets off that crushing blow is huge, and in many cases, if it's done correct, it can do it offline. But again, just doing this full screen keep away walk. Kratos slowly working his way. I feel like he wants to push him to the corner.
I mean, that's definitely the idea. You want to make sure that you don't give her the space to work with. But it's easier said than done, because again, the teleport. The second Asadamasa finds himself with any distance to work with, it is going to be a teleport. And Shang's answers to deal with it aren't the best in the game. Oh, big jump kick. There's the bar, no breakaway. This could be a life bar. Look close to. Oh, that was huge. He's dead. No, he's dead. Jump kick, fatal blow. Yep, there it is.
Captured him in a breakaway as well.
The question is, will it do enough damage? That's actually going to scale pretty hard. He's not going to be dead.
I think we'll probably have magic pick, so I don't think the beam's going to kill.
Not quite.
Oh,
he has
no,
a decent jump. He's about 7%. But that's like one or two projectiles and some chip damage. Oh, the delay.
Oh, catches him. Kratos gets one match up. Honestly, like, it's just pretty close between both these players. Just like, who's a bit more patient and who can kind of control the screen better. Because as the man said, that teleport always being a threat, he can teleport full screen and get out the corner. He does not have to worry about that. Again, like I mentioned,
now this is a big adjustment that Kratos is doing now that we weren't seeing before, is he's floors blocking a lot of moves. I mean, just projectiles, boulders, all the in-between. It's minimizing chip damage, but the important thing is it's minimizing the pushback. Oh, anti-air uppercut. And I love that choice from Asadamasa, not trying to go for a combo off the anti-air down two, just using it as a means to get out of the corner. And look at the reward now. He has a big life lead, he has the screen again, and oh wow, Kratos getting caught.
Yeah, no, he's just getting hit with everything at the moment. Oh my god, catches him, gets caught with the geyser, just loses one more hit, finish stop, and pulls him out with the upward boulder. But yes, no, that is another round to As the Man, who's been doing exceptionally well. I feel like Kratos is slowly but surely adapting over time, but at every time he does adapt, As the Maz picks up on it and slightly tweaks up his game plan. So Kratos is unfortunately one step behind at every step. Well, every step.
Well, I feel like it's a combination of Kratos is figuring some stuff out on the fly, but it's also I feel like Asadamasa's game plan is just a bit stronger fundamentally here, in the sense that he is absolutely prioritizing screen positioning over all else. You know, we're seeing a lot of kind of apprehensive, trying to jump in. He's fishing for those jump kicks because a lot of those have been working out. But Asadamasa hasn't really been looking to play at that range. I feel like when you look at Setron players, you're used to seeing, for example, in pro competition, we see a lot of Dragon, who's definitely more of like kind of hybrid, really kind of like stagger heavy, almost like rush down Setron with the option to keep away. I feel like Asadamasa is almost the reverse, where he will definitely prefer to keep away as an absolute primary thing. You know, he's going to look to keep you at distance as much as possible, and then he'll go to the buttons and the kind of staggers if he needs to. And I feel like that kind of extreme defensive style for Asadamasa is what's just working out really strong. Because Kratos is clearly having trouble with it, right? We're seeing him jumping a lot of boulders. We're seeing Asadamasa, he's flinging out the straight boulders as well, which the straight boulders aren't even connecting, but the threat of them is clearly making Kratos have to like second guess himself.
Yes.
Ooh, good punish.
But Kratos definitely changing up his game plan here and seemingly wants to kind of contest the keep away at the moment.
Yeah, that's the big thing. The big thing Kratos has done this round is more corpses. That is absolutely the biggest thing he's doing. Obviously, he has to be careful because one teleport at the same time as a corpse will get him punished. But I feel like that's the matchup. You have to call it out at some point.
No, for sure. Because I think Kratos was kind of focusing on blocking those boulders there, which is why he got caught by the geyser and has actually hit with the teleport as well.
There we go. Almost a 15% projectile. That is what Kratos needs to go with. There's a lot of chip, they do damage. Now the fatal blows in play for Asadamasa, Kratos has to be careful. Reactionary whiff punish will work.
Yeah, Kratos is well aware. He's actually slowed down his pace. And punishes him for the random geyser. Good choice from Kratos.
Not sure if that was to catch him walking in or if it just didn't reach in time, but regardless, that's going to be finally we're going to see the first round of a game go to Kratos. And this is the corpse that really is the biggest deciding factor here. Kratos, looks like he's getting a little bit comfortable. He's starting to go in again, but the second he tries to move in, he starts getting sent full screen again.
It seems like he's doing far better by actually taking his time and actually approaching the keep away game and contesting with what Aston is doing. And reads the jump over the down two and just wanting to push him away full screen. But now he does put him in the corner. However, as you mentioned, the teleport's so good, able to get away at any point behind the screen. What a great read there, just jumping over the corpse explosion.
I mean, it's the matchup knowledge. If you block the normal corpse, you can jump before the amplified comes out. But this is what Kratos needs to do, right? You'll notice he's getting the vast majority of his damage. Oh, beautiful uppercut.
Oh.
He's getting the vast majority of his damage through just the corpse drop. You know, I feel like he was almost 100% life in that, with a massive lead. But then he won the first round and started going in immediately. It's like he won a round with the corpses and the stronger reliance on keep away. And then immediately he decided to, okay, now I'm going to start going in again. And then he started getting hit by boulders. He started getting hit by anti-airs. And then the second he started to sit, to play defensive and start going for more of the keep away, he won the game. I feel like that really is what we need to see from Kratos, because Asadamatsu's best answer at dealing with corpse drop is kind of like just raw teleport on a read of it. You can't do it on reaction. And if you have a sentry on consistently just teleporting at you, she's not throwing boulders, she's not going for the Hell's Wrath, and that is really the kind of game plan that Kratos has been struggling with. So I feel like if he could really establish the dominance of the keep away more in this game, then that's really going to help him out. I feel like it's almost essential if he wants to bring this one back.
For sure. I feel like when he's able to slow the game, if he slows his game plan down, he can actually contest with Astamaz that we have seen. But whether or not he'll be able to keep up consistently is something else, because Astamaz is, as you mentioned at the very start, a very adaptive player. So things can be changed there. Both characters doing keep away, wanting to keep each other out. It seems like Astamaz definitely wants to reinforce it a bit more, but on Kratos, not scared at all to contest those projectiles, but does get caught.
I feel like he should be. What we're seeing here is, again, we're seeing Kratos go for a lot of straight skulls, and again, not really enough corpses. The corpses are what have been doing this for him. I feel like he's being careful. He doesn't want to get caught by the startup of the guy's side. He doesn't want to get caught by boulders. But the second you land one, you can do another. If you get any form of knockdown or hit advantage, you can do a corpse. I think he's really trying to find his moment. I feel like Asatamatsu is trying to go for almost like a punish. I don't know if he can instant jump and do a Hell's Wrath to punish the amplified corpse. But he's trying.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks like he's fishing for it, because he has managed to jump over the corpse a fair few times, but has unfortunately not been able to actually punish him for it. Again, both characters full screen, fatal blow in place, so on Kratos has to be very careful here.
Ooh,
big boots. Amazing foolish block there. But again, the game plan has been slowed. We're coming down. Oh.
Now that's the multiple times that's happened now. Asadamatsu, I feel like when push comes to shove, he has had a tendency to go for those long range geysers at ranges that they don't actually connect. And there's been an easy whiff punish with the corpse from full screen every time. And here we go. Asadamatsu is jumping in. And Kratos is getting a kick air to air. And look at the life done already. Kratos spent both bars, but what a lead.
Round two. Now, I believe that on Kratos, the changes he's applied clearly are working for him, and I feel like Astamaz may be getting slightly frustrated. He's getting hit a fair bit at the moment, and it's not just because on Kratos is adapting, but compared to the first two rounds, we did see on Astamaz, it's just very, very different, and on Kratos takes it 2-2 now.
No, it definitely looks like Asadamatsu is getting frustrated when he does get hit by a sequence of projectiles. We see him kind of again walk into a lot of fireballs, a lot of jumps that are getting easily anti-aired. But I feel like that's almost the nature of the matchup, because we know that is what happens when two intense keep away styles clash. It is a game of the life lead. Whoever's got the life lead is going to be in control of how that keep away game is played. Are you looking to trade? Are you looking to knock down? Are you looking to kind of just play defensive and take chip? The winner is the guy that's winning, I should say, is the one that's going to be deciding that. But to on Kratos' credit, we're on game 5 immediately. He went down a quick 2 games as well. This adaptation has been fierce.
Yeah, no, he's definitely pulled it back, and he could absolutely win this. It's ultimately up to Astamaz and his ability to adapt on the fly. that will actually determine like whether or not he wins this match here. Because Kratos has clearly applied and changed his game plan. And it's working in his favor clearly as he is bringing things back.
Well, the weirdest thing that's killing him is the geysers. We're seeing a lot of the geysers be just straight up whiff punished. I'm not sure if it's like Kratos is just spacing them out, or maybe Asamatsu is just throwing them at the wrong range. Because remember, it's a move that you have to call it at a specific range. It doesn't track. But the second it misses, it's like a 15% whiff punish anywhere, every time.
Asamatsu's playing very fierce at the moment, wants to contest and actually just contest with every projectile that Kratos is throwing his way right now. And even then, when they're full screen, it seems like he isn't scared to teleport and just run up to him and just hit him with the teleport. Yeah. Well, drops the combo.
That definitely looked like a setup to me. He like deliberately didn't end it with the special so he could get that jump in on the quick rise. Ooh, another jump kick. Okay, so I like that choice by Kratos to go for the close ender because he didn't have any defensive bar, didn't have a last breath, but wake up jump kick from Asamatsu is gonna put him on a match point. Finally, Asamatsu is close to being able to steal this one out, but oh, he goes for the punish. Oh no, the punish on the punish on the punish. That was the third punish in a row, but the only one that was done on time. Forced the breakaway immediately, Asamatsu. Okay, so it is a punish. That's good matchup knowledge from Asamatsu.
He just continuously getting hit with these overheads at the moment for the corpse drop. Again, that's 4 times this round he's been hit with it. Oh, the anti-air!
And then he was ready to capitalize as well. Kratos was 1000% ready, and the whip punish!
Oh, the down 2.
So
it looks like we're coming down to the wire.
No, absolutely. This could be a reverse match point for Kratos. He went down 2 games, and now 1 life bar away from moving on. But Asamatsu, 1 life bar away from just nipping this comeback in the bud before it can happen. And sequence of corpses. Remember, each corpse is 9%. That's going to add up very quick.
Catches him again. He's drowned.
No, it's weird. I feel like that's why he's teleporting though. He's teleporting because he's trying to catch the corpses. The corpses are catching the teleport before it comes out. There we go. That's what he's been looking for.
This the really great fight. Great breakaway. Ooh, down 2.
Okay, we're getting super unorthodox now. Oh, with the string, no whiff punish though. Oh, that could have been it. Oh no! On Kratos, he hit the forward 2. He hit the forward 2. That could have been hit confirmed into his fatal blow. But Asamatsu, I love that. I love that instant adjustment from Asamatsu. He saw that as we got to the end of this set, we saw wake up uppercut. So Asamatsu responded in kind. Wake up uppercut in return. We saw Asamatsu we saw Kratos, hitting individual buttons and not hit confirming them. So Asamatsu immediately responded with reversal fatal blow, get the armor straight away. This pressure is not as clean as it could be. There's going to be gaps. I'm going to go for the armor, and that's going to work. That was a really smart decision from Asamatsu at the end there. Really unfortunate for Kratos, however, to get so close to finishing the comeback, but just not able to make it work.
Yeah, literally just slipped through his fingers because, as you mentioned, if he hit that forward 2 and just went into fatal blow, that could have been it. He could have.
I thought that's why he pressed the button. I couldn't have seen a reason as to why he would go for forward 2 in that situation, unless he was turning it into forward 2-4. Because on block, forward 2-4 is safe, and on hit, obviously you can confirm it into fatal blow. It's one of the strings that Shang has that does work into it. But and unfortunately, hindsight's a wonderful thing for us after the fact. And you know he's going to be kicking himself for that one because he got the hit as well. The forward 2 connected. If he'd have just gone forward 2-4 and not forward 2 by itself, like maybe he tried it, and maybe that's why. Because Asamatsu saw the forward 2 and immediately went for a fatal blow. So maybe he meant to go forward 2-4 and like just missed the input, and then wanted to press a different button to kind of use the hit advantage of forward 2. Regardless, it matters not, as Asamatsu is going to be finding himself in winners finals, getting himself some more points. Asamatsu, of course, does have a handful of pro competition points due to his top 8 placement at Viennality, where he managed to get 5th place, I believe. He defeated Shark Teeth in losers round 1 of that top 8 and then ended up losing. So he has done well in pro competition so far. So winners finals guarantees a minimum 3rd place, so he will get a nice chunk. But that kind of leads me on to my next point. That isn't something we've talked about yet, but I feel like it really is worth discussing. We are well over halfway into the pro competition for this season. We have a real good understanding of which players are going to be standing a chance to make the finals, get towards the top 12. Because remember, for the pro competition, it's the top 12 leaderboards point earners that will make the world finals at the end of the year or whenever the world finals happens to be. Out of the players that are in this top 8, the only players that have points that are in a position to really do something with those points that they win are Dizzy TT, because he is currently in the top 12 due to his constant, accumulation of points through the tournaments he's entered through the year. And he always does well. He used multiple top 8s, multiple top 16s. He's doing really well on points. Video Games Yo, who we saw have this marvelous showing at Celtic Throwdown, this breakout performance, taking out some truly top level talent on the way through. If he can win this tournament today and get a huge injection of points, and then maybe make it to one more American event, he might be in a position to make the finals. And of course, Asadamatsa, who now is in that position. But speaking of the man himself, Video Games Yo versus Mirko. Those of you who have watched a lot of online events through NetherRealm, especially MKX prior, would know this name, would have seen Mirko around. Mirko is the Scorpion of the internet. He was one of the best Hellfire Scorpion players in MKX, would dominate online tournaments all the time. Internet, especially in Europe, European online tournaments, he was just untouchable for a long time. It was hard for him to be knocked off that pedestal. But Video Games Yo, known for that Shao Kahn, but also Jax.
Yeah, just jumping straight into it, want to asserting some form of dominance over Mirko, and Mirko just reading it, going for the teleport cancel and jump over. But of course, both of these players are extremely good. Now, one thing I must say, I'm very happy seeing Video Games Yo here, because he is a very good player, and ever since he kind of dived into the scene offline, he's really been dominating, as you mentioned, with his success at Celtic Throwdown. So I hope to see the same thing here. He's just taking his time, picking apart Mirko. Great read and grab. And throw him in the corner. Brilliant stuff. Video Games Yo taking his time, wanting to put in the corner. The overhead. Ooh.
Oh,
wow.
What was that? An instant jump kick?
Yeah, I think he must have been, obviously because this is the Scorpion variation with the teleport cancel. I do have a feeling that when Video Games Yo puts him in the corner, he wants to keep an eye out for that teleport cancel. He knows he's constantly a threat, and he knows, all of Mirko, one thing I've noticed when I've ever seen Mirko play is that he does his teleport cancels. And I think Video Games Yo is able to pick up on that, and it's you know what, I need to assert this to put something over. But Mirko is dominating this round completely at the moment, hitting Video Games Yo everything possible.
No, this has been a really good round from Mirko. We're seeing a lot of knowledge on the interactables, taking into them. Obviously, he used that front throw crushing blow. He kind of needs that to keep in this. Video Games Yo down on life, but this is Jax. He is one of the biggest comeback machines in the game. Oh, he read the wake up, and the jump kick didn't quite work. He's gonna get life bar anyway. But I do think that this is definitely a player matchup as well, though. Obviously, Video Games Yo and Mirko, they're both known for playing a lot of Combat League, a lot of online. I imagine they would have matched up before. But Mirko does have this tendency to, when he gets low on life, that is when he will look to teleport, right? Mirko is known for kind of really fundamentally strong Scorpion play, but then with a strong dash of crazy at times, right? He knows when he can go a little bit ballistic, do some stuff that's a little bit unorthodox. But Video Games Yo, not letting him do it right now. Spaces out the wake up, didn't quite get the punish in time. Trading, pokes.
Jax is great stuff. He just wants to keep him in the corner here, and of course, one of the great and impressive things about Jax and this game in general is he keeps his arms, which is constantly fresh and keep landing. That was incredible. Lots of dash up and neutral ducks grab. Oh, flawless block. Brilliant stuff. But both characters quickly coming up to having Fatal Blow available, which is extremely dangerous, as we know.
Mirko needs any hit into Fatal Blow is going to kill him for sure. Ooh, the teleport cancel.
Scary stuff here.
Oh, the flawless block. He almost had a big play there. Oh, and the hit confirmed. Video Games Yo finds the button, gets that hit confirmed. I almost wonder if that flawless block from Mirko was supposed to be an up 2 attempt. Because if he got up 2 into Fatal Blow, that would have won the game for sure. But Video Games Yo Not gonna let it happen. I'm gonna take that first game. Yo, he's got the classic Jax arm as well. Hello. Classic Jax arms on new Jax costume. It's like MK3 and MK11 rolled into one.
Oh, gotta love those throwbacks, man. Gotta love those throwbacks.
That was a really good game, though. It wasn't a wash. I feel like Mirko's playing this really well. Mirko we don't really get the chance to see Mirko offline. He doesn't really travel, like, ever. So whenever we see him play in tournaments, it's always online. So it's nice to see him still be able to play his best. Because I feel like Mirko's an interesting player where he is really good at the game and has this really strong Scorpion, but because he doesn't play offline, you know, he is an online player and really only an online player. This is his comfort zone, right? So he's not going to have the kind of like adjustments to online. He's not going to have to kind of like go between them. This is Mirko's playground, and seeing him be able to make it work and, you know, get far in these tournaments. He defeated Dizzy TT, you know, to get winners side top 8. So he's had some real strong wins under his belt already. The video games,
absolutely.
Looking to make this a 2-game if he can, but we'll have to see.
Oh, great tech on the throw. This is a very slow game at the moment. Wow, grab, grab. Goes for the flame up. Oh, he's playing Searing Rage now. I did not realize that he played Searing Rage too.
I have never seen Mirko play Searing Rage, so this is actually a big adjustment for him.
No, it's very clear that he just wants the actual damage output, but Searing Rage has some incredible damage if you can get the hit. However, the one thing is, with obviously this variation, if you have the teleport cancel, is that if Video Games is able to read one of its inputs and knows what he's going to do, then Mirko is going to eat a fair bit of damage.
I mean, it depends how much heat that Jax has, right? Because right now the arms are cold, so damage output isn't that high. Like you've seen there, right? 11% hit, but now just like that, we have some more heat, so now it's getting a bit scarier. Oh, point blank heat rocket. I'm not sure what that was.
Both characters still have access to fatal blow, but Mirko wants him to keep him away.
Oh, okay, yeah. Video Games getting caught out. We actually didn't get to see Mirko use any of the Searing Rage moves a single time, but it wasn't really needed. Oh, speaking of which, close range spear buff. But again, as soon as that spear buff is active, the damage output trip guard, that's going to have to be a breakaway or big damage is incoming.
The overhead. Oh, good choice to grab. Keep him close as well. Oh, reads the wake up.
Mirko is pressing buttons after... It's one of the situations where you're safe, but you're minus, but still trying to press. Video Games catching him. Jax has that really good knife rate button. What a confirm! Holy crap!
Oh, trying to get down one.
I respect Mirko's hesitation, but Mirko is normally known for going for a lot of anti-airs, right? He almost... Oh, wow! That was really, really weird, actually. And then throw. So Mirko is known for going for a lot of last-minute anti-air attempts. Scorpion standing 1 being one of the better standing jab anti-airs in the game. But it looks like he's being really reserved here. Like he's not trying to anti-air all the time. He's content letting Video Games just go for the jump in, being respectful of them.
Yeah, and even like Mirko now, compared to the first round, he's definitely adapted a bit because he's neutral ducking a lot of that dash up grab, which is incredibly good if your opponent is not like aware of how to get around it. But Mirko's making absolutely fine. Talking about it, gets hit with it. Now, one thing I really love about Video Games here with Jax is that he big punish coming up here. Is that he really does simplify down his game with Jax. He's actually far more content with the keep away. And obviously Jax has a lot of options here when it does come to actually his opponent. Great neutral.
Well, I mean, it's not really keep away per se. It's kind of just keeping Mirko on his toes with the usage of the heat rocket, right? We're not seeing the grenade launch, we're not seeing the ground pound. It's pretty much only ever that projectile, because it's the hardest thing that Mirko would deal with. Oh, but there's going to be the down one into the brutality. Yes. Now, a big thing we're seeing there with the difference between Searing Rage and Reborn is Reborn obviously has to teleport cancel. That's going to be the constant mind game. But I feel like Jax's fast buttons and kind of almost like stagger game off his down 1. They're the down 1, the down 1-2, down 1 command grab, down 1-2 command grab. He has so many options off just the down 1. And the down 1 is the easiest button to check the teleport cancel with. So I feel like Mirko saw, well, the teleport cancel is not going to help me, so I'll go Searing Rage. But then we were seeing how much more unsafe Searing Rage is, where if you do forward 3, which is the advancing mid kick, and you finish that string and you go for the overhead, everything you do from that point on is unsafe. You either finish the string, which is unsafe. You do teleport cancel, unsafe. You do as in cancel into teleport, not cancel the teleport. Or you amplify the teleport, which is also unsafe. And we saw that being really taken advantage of there. This has been really tame Jack's play, though. It's like you said before about him keeping it simple. I feel like it's him just not really having any reason to overcomplicate things. We're not really seeing crushing blows. We're not really seeing the kind of crazy snowball game. So it hasn't really been needed. We're just seeing a lot of like running command grabs, constant harassment with this forward 3, that fast mid. The 2 kicks, so good. Oh, anti-air rocket, okay.
Guess we're gonna grab one to keep it down. Oh, just Mirko was very, very good with calling that out of his play. But Video Game Joe is aware of that. As in the previous match, he did the blow overhead.
Get back down here, my friend. Where are you going? Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Quite a bit. Oh, dunk on the head. Oh, no. That life bar was so one-sided. Video Game Joe, dominant.
Yeah. Wow. Just adapting and like I feel like he's adjusted to how Mirko is played because obviously like Mirko has decided to stick with his gun and go to range, fucking sit his jump free and then drop the combo. Ooh, what's this?
A little bit of optimization. Oh wow! Going into the crushing blow as well. That's almost 400 damage into damage over time.
Okay, but now he just buffed up the spear. And this is a nasty grab as well because obviously the flame buff it does way more damage than throw.
17% throws, my friends. 17% throws. Oh, he finished the string.
This is where Video Game Joe really needs to keep Mirko right now. Oh, unfortunately, this is a block there.
Oh, he might. Oh, that he's dead. That is 1000%. 1000% going to do enough damage, and even if it does, it's going to be heated. But that's more than enough.
Last he is.
Mirko getting caught out. Yep. He was pressing, and Video Game Joe was sticking out that fast mid, that Jack's 4-3, that godly button, and he was ready to hit confirm. And that's going to be a clean 3-0, night and day compared to the first set. That was quite one-sided.
Yeah, that was. I'm very like. It's always a treat for me because I'm a big fan of like seeing Video Game Joe. Like he plays 2 characters I thoroughly enjoy watching, and honestly, like I'm quite proud to like see him make top 8 and do as well as he has. But we can't take anything away from Mirko because he is a very, very good player. But it just seems like as from like round to round, from match to match, even with the variation switch, just Video Game Joe just happened to have had Mirko's number, and Mirko unfortunately was unable to do anything about it.
Well, I really feel like it was an adjustment from Video Game Joe just recognizing how Mirko plays. You know, Mirko does have a reputation for being quite a chaotic player. Like he is a very strong fundamental Scorpion player. You know, like he's always played Scorpion. It's always been his character, his favorite character, and he's always been a really threatening Scorpion as well. You know, and I feel like a variation like Reborn in the hands of someone like Mirko is wild. You know, it's hard to keep a lid on it. It's hard to kind of keep it under control. But the way Video Game Joe was playing that set was almost built to counter that kind of play style, right? It was very safe. He wasn't overextending anything. It was pretty much just throws, down one, running dash punch, command grab, or point blank for safety, and forward 3. You know, that was pretty much all he did in that set, but it was all he needed because he knew, well, if I only do these buttons, and he is trying to squirm, he's trying to press buttons, he's trying to move in situations that he shouldn't move, he's trying to, you know, kind of hit me with some crazy stuff, this playstyle will stop that from happening. And that is exactly what we saw. And I really feel like this is a strength of Video Game Joe as a player. The fact that, for those of you watching Video Game Joe, he is a newcomer to the NetherRealm world, especially the NetherRealm world of competitive. He went to his first tournament like a couple of months ago. It was a London local tournament.
Finchley Park, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Critical Combat. He got second place, losing only to Foxy Grandpa in that tournament. And then Versus Fighting, he got top 8 there. He got top 8 loser side. And then he managed to get top 8 at Cowick Throwdown, which was a pro competition major event. So he has been on quite the journey, you know, from a newcomer to the tournament scene, mainly known for Shao Kahn, but knowing when to swap to Jax when the matchup isn't something that will make sense. But we'll talk more about Video Game Joe in Winners Finals when we come back up to soon, as we have a hidden cursor, Foxy Grandpa against Heroes NZ. He's one of the local boys. He used to come to our Leicester local all the time, so I'm probably gonna. I mean, but you say that, but like Foxy's one of my closest friends. You know, we go way back. We've known each other for years. I've seen
since
the journey he's
MK90s.
had. Foxy Grandpa is 1000% confirmed for the pro competition finals. You know, he has more than enough points to make it work.
Sub-Zero.
So he can afford to do things like this. We see him Hidden Cursor, Sub-Zero. We're seeing Dead of Winter, which is a character that Foxy's always played. But I think he kind of low-key wants to work on it.
It's not the Dimitri Vegas
It is,
skin
he
as
is,
well. I did
he's
not
elusive.
expect that of him.
But he skipped the intro, which I find very surprising. But Heroes NC, of course, you know, he's one of our local boys, and that, you know, he's come to Leicester local. Currently not here, you know, in between university years, but very strong player. Heroes NC has been around kind of for a while. Really kind of began to make himself known in the Injustice 2 days. But stick with that Liu Kang. Has been playing Liu Kang since day one, so in a good spot for him right now.
Drop, bro, and just pushes him to the court. Now the thing is, we have seen a fair bit of Foxy Grandpa's Sub-Zero, and it's really damn tidy for him. Zero NC decides to catch out a crushing blow. Now the one thing that's very dangerous about Dead of Winter is it is a bit of like a 50-50 blender. You can't like react to the overhead and you keep getting caught by low. It is quite difficult to get. But at the moment, just like Foxy Grandpa just want to keep him out all the time. Now, like Liu Kang in this current patch of the game is extremely strong. So I'm interested to see how much of that we're going to see about Hero NZ getting caught. Once the Ice Ball decides to cash out on the damage here right now. Now Foxy Grandpa actually using back, he was absent of one bar of meter, but now has it back. So he can go for the overhead into EX Ice Ball like that.
I actually feel like that's the biggest situation we're gonna see Foxy be able to establish the overhead, because Heroes NZ does have the reactions to block the overhead, but run into overhead is quite scary because run into down 4 is so popular. You know, sort of dash, I should say, dash into down 4, dash into back 3. They're so popular that, I mean, like exactly that, right? Forward dash. Wow. Foxy. Forward dash into back 3 is so popular that forward dash into overhead is something that can catch out, but I feel like this is almost like troll mode for Foxy. Oh, wow. This is a pro competition event. They're ruining the prestige. I can't believe it. How dare they have fun and enjoy themselves?
Brilliant stuff from both players. Great tech on the throw. No down one vote for Foxy, and just great throw checks from both of these players right now. Foxy wanting to pull them out, get them with the overhead.
Okay, so I feel like this is one of those like mental mind games. Those like mental reads where if I keep teabagging him, maybe he won't react to my overhead as much. I get it. The Galaxy Brain strats.
Yeah.
Ooh, hang on a minute though. Hero is fighting back.
Yeah, and of course he's getting slowly but surely closer to that fatal blow, which is incredibly strong for him. But saying that, Foxy now has access to his, and will we see the amazing. Oh my god! You know he was going for that forward 2 fatal blow. You know he was.
I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, the question is, will Foxy stick with the Sub-Zero? Because that was a close game, but I feel like it's very aggressive, right? It's Heroes NZ. He likes playing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Liu Kang is a great character for that. It's like I say, he's been playing Liu Kang for a long time, you know, since the game came out, and he was in a character crisis for quite some time. He was playing Cassie. He was playing Barking Iron's Aaron. Like, he was going through all these different characters. And I said to him way before the patch, I was like, just play Liu Kang. Because Liu Kang was a character he was playing, but he just stopped playing him for some reason. I was like, dude, this is your character. Like, what are you doing? But he managed to stick to it. Gonna get that first game. Foxy not messing around anymore. He's going straight to the boy, the Shaolin monk himself.
I can't blame him. Like, we all know that Foxy is known for having an amazing Kung Lao and has played him a lot, because I believe that Kung Lao is in fact his favorite character too. So it's you know, it goes hand in hand. We do know that he does also play Shang Tsung, but maybe this is just a character he feels comfortable with. And as you've said earlier,
I mean, it's a big thing about Foxy in this game. Normally known for kind of specializing in one character and only going to another if it's absolutely necessary. But in this game, he's been Lao, he's been Shang Tsung, he's been Cassie, he's obviously Sub-Zero he's been playing a bit, but Nightwolf, he's looking for Nightwolf to be legal, right? In fact, the second we see Nightwolf tournament legal, we're going to see Foxy go to him a lot. You know, he's willing to play a lot more characters in this game. It's really showing. But he always still has that Kung Lao. You know, he has this style that is really kind of Only Foxy is really able to utilize this in this exact way. I'd say Foxy and Derpy have very similar style allows, but I think it's good against respectable players that really understand the mechanics behind it. Oh, the walk down.
But definitely both characters. I was going to say.
Oh no! Miss on the punish. That's unfortunate. Oh, on the block.
Oh, the wake up through. Grab like literally one touch on any of these characters, and then dead.
Ooh,
yeah,
wake up fireball from Heroes. The call out on the Z hat. Heroes. Saw that coming a mile off.
No, Heroes is playing extremely well at the moment.
Oh my
read on the grab. Now that's one dangerous and scary thing unfortunately that Fox in either eye. He's known for basically being the grab master in this game. Not just Heroes NZ, well aware of that, looking for that down.
Oh no, in the late 4-4.
Oh, gets him again.
This is a vicious game. Oh my lord.
Oh,
is he dead?
Is he dead? Can he go to both bars? Oh, one more touch. One more touch. But Fox still has access to Fatal Blow. We cannot get that as an option. Fox put him in the corner.
Oh, the crushing
this could be anyone's game. He's jumping all over the place. But Hero calling him out and actually taking 2-0 over Foxy. Very impressive showing for Heroes NZ has.
But again, it's a testament to the comeback factor that Liu Kang has. Heroes NZ was down a lot of the game, but then just out of nowhere, crushing blow forward 4. You know, throws with good mix-up potential. The forward 4 being an ever-present threat, right? If you're going to catch someone jumping, you can catch them backdashing, pressing at just outside of range. Like, it's very hard to count this character out, especially in the hands of someone like Heroes, right? We saw him going for wake-up fireball on a read of a Z-hat to try and chip him out. We saw all sorts of craziness because it goes hand in hand with this character, and Heroes knows how to make it work. And Foxy going to his 3rd character of the set. We are seeing the board right now as Kung Lao didn't quite work out. But again, that really does say a lot about that playstyle of Kung Lao, right? Where it is the mid or throw enforcement, where the thing is, it's good. If you read it correctly and you're doing it right and your reads are on point, it looks overwhelming. But the problem is when you base throws around your game plan to that degree and you're against someone that they're going to read the neutral crouch, they're going to go for the throw tech, you know, they're going to hit buttons knowing you're going for a throw. It's very risky because throws are strong in this game, but there are a lot of counterplay options to throws, and Heroes is aware of them.
Yeah, no, definitely here. But Heroes having almost no resources right now, but he wants to definitely contest with Foxy people again, which I believe Liu Kang can certainly do. But Foxy just one step ahead right now. Obviously, that he's got a bit of time to shine soon.
Yeah, I do think this is more of a comfort pick for Foxy at this point. I think it's generally considered that Liu Kang does very well against Shang Tsung. However, I think Liu Kang does very well against pretty much every character that Foxy has. So I feel like at this point it's less about the matchup numbers and more about who have I played more against Liu Kang and who do I feel I know more about the matchup with. Now, big thing here is we're seeing Foxy go for a lot of ground eruptions, and Heroes NZ, he's not punishing them. Every time Liu Kang blocks ground eruption, he can block the first one, flawless block the second, and get a flying kick from pretty much anywhere on screen. Now, the fact that Heroes hasn't done that, Foxy is noticing, okay, the matchup knowledge is not quite there for Heroes. That is normally there for some of the other characters. So we're going to see Foxy go for a lot more of those. Oh, wow. That was a max range uppercut, too.
Yeah, my word. Just Heroes NZ slowly but surely kind of bringing this back. But again, both characters fail. No. Heroes throws it away there by throwing the wake and fail blow. Now, of course, that will work against the majority of people. I think you'll find that was worse than a wake up fatal blow. That was a minor walk-in fatal blow. That's what we call the forbidden fatal blow in the biz. Yes,
and it's forbidden, and that's why he really bet the farm on that. He would have taken the life bar, so I guess it was a calculated risk. But the downside is obviously like Shang Tsung punishes that fatal blow very easily. He just has to do forward 2. It's super simple. I think he can probably even ground eruption it, but Foxy knowing he can go for optimal damage there, optimal unbreakable damage, I should say, get that crushing blow, win the game. And Heroes, unfortunately, throwing a game away, and still advantage, still has 2-1 up, but that is the kind of bone you don't want to throw, Foxy.
Yeah, plus like this could be a complete switch of momentum because obviously when Foxy gets one game going, it could end up being a sweep. But again, we can't discount how good Heroes actually is.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want to count him out. He's still up on games. He's still got this scary Liu Kang. But that kind of decision making will get you killed. Because Foxy is willing to play slow. He's very calculated as a player, and that kind of thing is unlikely to work.
Yeah, it seems like Hero wants to slow down the game plan and has projectiles at the moment, and Foxy just wants to keep him away the entire time. He hits him with the ground and puts him once again full screen, and Foxy just wants to play this keep away game. We can make it as simple as possible.
Well, Liu Kang can keep up with the keep away, but he has to go around it a certain way, and that's not what Heroes is doing. So Foxy has recognized that Heroes. Oh, okay.
Oh.
But stuff like that, right? So from max range, I guess it doesn't work. But from closer it will. But that, again, is the matchup knowledge. Heroes thinking it will work at that point, but it doesn't. So it's
well, I guess he really wants to put Foxy in the corner and actually keep him there right now, which he most certainly can. Like if
he might be there.
Fatal blow and that could be it.
Oh, that is a heartbreaker, and that is really again. It's the comeback potential of Liu Kang. You can never count this character out. The damage, almost 400 for that. For a hit confirm off of that button, the forward 4.
Round 2.
Heroes
match point. Story of like many people go up against Liu Kang if they get caught in forward 4 and just continuously get staggered and they just get hit. It is so incredibly good as well.
It's one of the better fatal moves in the game, right? It's fast, it goes really far forward. That's no good. Oh, Heroes opted not to spend the bar. I like the choice.
Maybe he slowly wants to stack up, like building up the fatal blow, crushing blow on the Michael kick. He absolutely could do.
There's one. I don't think it's never enough. Oh, the whip! That could have been death almost. Oh, the crouch. Oh, that might be death. I think that's death.
Yep, that could be it. And wow, Foxy Grandpa out by Heroes NZ. Fantastic performance for Heroes.
Heroes having quite the tournament so far. Even making top 8 in the tournament. This tournament had like 350 people plus in it. So definitely, a hard one to make it this far. But to take out Foxy Grandpa on the way, like that is quite the scalp to claim on the way through. So Heroes doing well. I mean, I'd say doing well for the UK, but I mean, regardless, a UK guy was going to be advancing there, so I guess I can't really say that. But well done. I'm really proud of him. I was saying before, Heroes is a player that he's from Leicester. That's he used to come to our local all the time. The only reason he doesn't at the moment is because he's a university student. He's in between years, so he's gone to his hometown. We'll be seeing him again soon at our local, and I'm looking forward to seeing him get better. We were talking at Celtic Throwdown about how he misses the local kind of environment because the option to play offline regularly, to get sets in with people, but clearly hasn't stopped him from being able to learn how to play this game and get better, because the way he's playing now is just it's admirable. It's really, really, really well. And to take out Foxy in that fashion, really impressive. So kudos to him. We'll see him advance through and loser's side.
Absolutely. Right now when he got that win, he's probably got this massive grin across his face. And he's extremely happy because, well, taking a win over Foxy Grandpa is really something. So I can imagine this is like a massive, massive big win for Hero NZ right now. And as you mentioned, I'm very, very proud of him. And I'm looking forward to seeing him again. And not only just that, but kind of him grow more as a player, because it seems like MK11 is his game.
I mean, like, we're both from the UK, right? We're part of the UK scene. I've been a part of it for a very long time. You've been around, MKX days, so a good amount of years. I love seeing that the UK has players that are getting this solid. The UK is looking really good in this game right now. The UK alone, we have Foxy Grandpa, 3rd in the world on the points leaderboards. We have Dizzy TT in the top 12 from like start to finish, constantly doing well for himself. We have Video Games coming out of nowhere with Shao Kahn and Jax and looking good. If he wins this tournament today, he's going to get a ton of points. We have Derpy, taking it over, beating players like Gurr in Celtic Throwdown, getting really far. The only reason Derpy wasn't top 8 is because he had to play Video Games for it. We have Omega K, who has been doing really, really well in the UK against like top European competition, has beaten Foxy in tournament before. And there are other names that I could keep going on. You know, I'm really happy to see the UK looking strong in this game. You know, half of the top 8 today is UK players, and for me, from a personal note, I am very happy to see that, and I can't wait to see how the UK can progress through this game. As we are still in the first half year, dude. We're on like month
early
4,
days,
month 5.
early days,
like,
man.
This is still a new game as far as I'm concerned, and it's looking good.
We still have the Kombat pack coming out over the next few months. That means new characters will be added, which may means that new players might be coming out the pipeline. Yes, we are less than a month away from the release of the T800, and I'm super excited because I get to play
Terminator. The Terminator.
Termination
really machine.
Oh, I wonder where the "I'll be back" reference be. I wonder. I'm just gonna kind of keep my eye out for that, man.
I mean, I'm excited to see it. You know, I generally feel like it's nice to see everyone that's going to be in the pack now. Obviously, release dates help. To kind of have an expectation of what we're going to be seeing. But no, on the topic of DLC, you know, Shang Tsung we've seen today. We've seen Kratos with Shang do well. We know there are a lot of players out there looking for Nightwolf to be legal. I know Foxy, Video Games Yo, Sonic Fox. Are just 3 that come off the top of my head that are looking for Nightwolf to be legal. Like the game still has so much options to just get shaken up. But this is a matchup that I've been looking forward to seeing. We have MK Azerbaijan, who we have not seen since Vianality in the offline world, coming up against Dizzy TT. Now the big thing here, they're both Sonya mains, but this is a mirror match, not so mirror match. Where Ringmaster is obviously what we see from Dizzy TT. Ringmaster kind of is the quintessential Sonya variation that we see all the time. But Azerbaijan mains no holds barred Sonya, which gets counters. It gets counters. It gets an air launcher. It gets a multi-hitting jump kick with the combo potential of a jumping punch. This is a very aggressive Sonya variation, and he, as far as I'm aware, the only player that we see use it.
Now, I'm interested to see it because this is actually a variation I'm very unfamiliar with, and he's slowly but surely edging his way despite Dizzy's ability to have fantastic keyboards we have seen. But Dizzy's not at all scared to contest with his favorite buttons.
Well, I'm interested to see how the matchup is actually played, because Sonya is known for being a real zoning machine, especially Ringmaster, right, with the drone drop and the extra abilities with the rings. But no holds barred. This is an aggressive Sonya through and through.
And also, it pushes Dizzy in the corner. And this is a very scary place to go up against, but Dizzy managed to jump over and claim the first round.
That is the worst kind of round then for Azerbaijan. To get Dizzy in the corner, but then have him just jump out and just go for a standing button. That's quite unfortunate.
Great neutral dodge there from him. The player slowly but surely taking their time, just trading rings every single time. Another ring. And see, Azerbaijan's actually managing to catch a lot of Dizzy's jump into the air-to-airs right now. He's actually into the what's Dizzy actually going to do?
Oh, there it is!
You mentioned.
That multi-hitting jump kick with the properties of a jump punch. Like, look, I think low-key might be the best thing about this variation. Really hard to anti-air it.
No discipline.
Azerbaijan taking 1 round. So it's 1 round apiece now, both Dizzy and Azerbaijan.
Fight.
Again, more ring blade trades. Now, honestly, I think this is where Dizzy can really like keep him out here slowly, but he wants to itch his win. I mean, Dizzy's a little bit down the line.
That's how this matchup is going to work. Ringmaster has superior keep away, and no holds barred has more options. Kind of went in when we're dealing with the counter game. But that's generally how it's going to work. Oh, the overhead. Azerbaijan, unfortunately, he finds his back to the wall again. Oh, the low!
Very scary place to be. Good choice to break away. Sonya very implemented, having crazy amounts of damage. Just Dizzy taking it over there.
This is such a strange matchup as well, though, because I feel like as easy as it is for us to say, like, no holds barred is the aggressive of the two, we can't really take away the fact that Ringmaster, having the ability to cancel the ring, does give her the launching 50-50s in the corner. You know, that really is one of the scariest things about Sonya in that variation. And the variation 1 doesn't really get it. So it's like, a question of where you are on the screen, I suppose. We aren't really seeing the no holds barred stuff get used. Unfortunately, though, we're not really seeing it work out. We're not seeing the counters. We're seeing the jump kick a couple of times. We haven't seen the air pop up, which I guess is the way that Dizzy is wanting to play it. You know, if the variation has close range options, the counters, don't press buttons, go for way more projectiles, and just watch out for the jump ins a bit more. Like maybe try not to anti-air as much. I feel like Dizzy is playing around the variation tools really well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, Dizzy is a very, very solid player. There's a reason why he managed to land up in top 12, and he's very, very solid. And of course, you know, being able to travel overseas and compete against some of the, like, best players in the world, he would have had a lot of experience, and it obviously has built up some fundamentals for him. Trading his rings right now.
Oh, okay, Dizzy getting opened up with a crushing blow. Going
for the anti-air.
That was clean.
Breakaway.
Again, it's quite bold to try and anti-air no holds barred Sonya as well. That jump kick is so good. Oh, that's why John was trying to pull the spot there.
Oh, and anti-air again. Dizzy TT just getting these beautiful standing ones and taking Azerbaijan down. Again, trading projectiles definitely could work for Dizzy TT's favor, but as we did mention, the thing is with Sonya in this patch as well, she may not have a big damage output as she did in the release of the game, but
still hurts, man.
50-50 options in the game. Yeah, no, she still hurts a lot. Oh, amazing challenge on the EX ring.
I think they've both been trying to challenge the amplifier rings, but I think they've both been going for like slower, optimal stuff. And now we're seeing these kind of just say, screw this, and just going for quick standing strings instead. Oh, and Azerbaijan tried to return the favor with an anti-air. And back to back, but it doesn't work. He's dead.
Oh, slacks him and dead.
Say this character still hurts. That's kind of why she doesn't have, you know, the launching properties that she used to. But that move is now just a big damage ender with good Oki. It's still scary.
Yeah, no, it's still like, despite the slight, I wouldn't say it's a nerf, the slight tweak to her character, she still hits like a truck.
I mean, by definition, it was definitely a nerf. You know, like she can't do stuff that she used to be able to do. So it is by textbook definition a nerf. Has it ruined her? No. Is she still like probably a top tier character? I mean, absolutely. You know, she still does everything she did. She just doesn't get as much damage for it. But as you can see, it's enough. It's definitely still scary. But this is a 2-0 lead now for Dizzy TT, looking quite dominant in this mirror match. Azerbaijan, he's sticking with no holds barred, so he is going to be locked into this for the rest of the set now. It's a shame we haven't really had a chance to see this variation really thrive, but Dizzy, again, he's playing around it. He's playing from a distance where jumping is the most favorable way of advancing, but he's ready for the anti-airs. He's throwing so many rings that it's making Azerbaijan want to jump.
But now Dizzy TT actually has no resources right now. Azerbaijan can actually take advantage of the situation. Again, gets killed knowing that the overhead's an option. Uh-oh, he's going to stick him in the corner. This is where he should be quite scared, but Dizzy is walking his way out.
No, it's Azerbaijan woke up with a full string. I don't think Dizzy was expecting him to finish it. But the thing is, again, like Dizzy, as scary as he can be in the corner, he's winning the game from a distance. He's winning it from the kind of like jump range. Even if he can win in the corner, why risk it when you can just back up and keep the screen? And that's going to put him on a solid match point. Azerbaijan against the ropes and the entire screen for Dizzy to walk back with. They both wasted bar. That was funny.
Yeah, this is a very, very slow match right now, and I have a feeling that Azerbaijan trying to bring in Dizzy to the score and put him there. But it's just like Dizzy's still but surely taking his time. Oh, misses the projectile, however. Great tech.
Oh,
nope.
The predicted back one.
Breakaway.
Knockdown, no defensive bar. This is dangerous.
Fatal blow is still definitely there, but you know Dizzy's a very good character. Catches him with the anti-air. That is one, and Dizzy eliminates Azerbaijan. That was very clean from Dizzy. Very clean.
That was anti-airs the set from start to finish. Yes. I think Dizzy really was just ready for it. Sonya, one of the characters again, you know, plethora of anti-air options. Down one, standing one, That's pretty much all you really need, to be honest. Like, what else do you need if those two cover pretty much everything you could need anyway? But Dizzy ready, not only for them to connect, but to follow up as well. But something that you see Dizzy do a lot that I think really gives his Sonya that added layer of scariness is his ability to realize when he can keep himself breakaway safe. Are you going to break away? Are you not? Not finishing strings to make sure he doesn't die for it. But also just, again, a willingness to really play that distance game, you know? Like, we've all seen Twitch chat. I know that you guys don't like the projectiles. Like, we know that you see it as the Zonya style, but, you know, as much as I understand that viewpoint, at the end of the day, like, these guys, they're playing to win. They are playing for pro competition points. Dizzy is in a situation that he is in the top 12 of the world right now. And that it's a style that fits the way he plays. It's a style that fits the way he wants to play the game. It clearly works against a lot of players. You know, players will get prone to jumping. His anti-airs are clean. He's good at almost like forcing you into a situation where there are so many straight projectiles. Your brain is just like, oh man, screw this. I'm just going to jump over them. And then he's waiting for it. He's going to anti-air you. He's going to do a lot of damage. He's going to send you away. And I feel like it does take a strong mind to be able to enforce that against the top, highest level of competition, right? Which is where you see that kind of stuff work the way it does the most. But here's a quick update on the brackets right now. Now these round 1 games are done. Our winners finals is decided. It's going to be Asadamata versus Video Games Yo. That's going to be a good one to watch. Mirko versus Heroes NZ. Okay, so that's going to be a bit of a crazy one.
Absolutely.
And Kratos now knocked down to fight Dizzy. So that's something that's going to be most likely Shang Tsung versus... I think Dizzy plays Sonya into that matchup. I think he does, but whether he'll try Liu Kang, I guess we'll see soon. But they will be our next round matches. Thank you very much for watching so far, my friends, but we are going to go to a short break while we get this next round of games ready to go. Don't go anywhere, because the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition Online EU Cup will be back in a few minutes' time. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MK11 Online Pro Competition EU Cup, where we have finished our round 1 games, and we are ready with some of our next losers matches and our winners finals we'll be getting to. I am Mustard, and I'm joined in commentary by History behind the Warrior, and we've had some really good games so far. I think this has really been what I was expecting to see, or what I was hoping to see at the very least, in terms of course, you know, Video Games Yo is showing up to play. Asadamata is looking really solid today. And that actually brings us to, I don't believe this is next. I don't think Winners Finals is next, but Winners Finals is Asadamata and Video Games Yo. Video Games Yo had a great 3-0 showing over Mirko before. And our next games will be Mirko versus Heroes NZ, as Heroes was able to defeat Foxy. And then Arn Kratos versus Dizzy TT, as Dizzy defeated Azerbaijan 3-0. So looking at this, it's going to be, so we're getting right in with Heroes versus Mirko. So Scorpion versus Liu Kang. Heroes we saw look really strong over Foxy. He's playing really well today. Super scary Liu Kang. Mirko, Scorpion of the internet. You know, he is this online god with this character. And it looks like he's gone back to Reborn. We saw him try out Searing Rage in Winners. It didn't quite work out. I know Reborn is definitely more of his kind of like bread and butter. So let's see how this goes.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like the thing is with Mirko, he's known as the online Scorpion. Extremely good in Europe. So I'm interested to see how much like he'll be able to get. Unfortunately, he is in losers bracket right now, but you know, anything can happen at this point in time. Heroes NZ extremely good. Ooh, catching the grab.
Curious how the neutral is going to be played here, because Heroes has some big decisions that he will do, like especially when it comes to like, you know, stagger game, throw pressure. But he's not afraid to be a little bit wild, especially on his wake up. Whereas Mirko, he's got those godlike reactions with teleport. Again, just generally really clean play. I imagine it's a bit of a clash of styles.
No, definitely. The one thing about both of these characters, both these players, that they're very, very explosive when they can get a hit on them. And of course, like the players behind them can really kind of like capitalize on it. And Mirko reading Heroes jumping. Beautiful catch on. Nice. It seems like Heroes at the moment is is playing the game in a very, very simple way. He isn't like cashing out on big, massive damage as we did see against Foxy, but he's just going for grabs for the most part.
Okay, there we go. The stack game, the counter hit, spends it immediately.
Ooh, smart choice to breakaway, because that is huge damage from Liu Kang, especially in the corner.
That was a punish too on the low. Mirko with the knowledge, the crushing blow of his own.
Of course, that does damage over time as well, and very brave neutral duck from Heroes NZ, but does pay for it. Now, again, as we have seen with Heroes and his Liu Kang, he's not scared at all, especially when he's in Fatal Blow territory, because now he just needs one touch to even things out.
Oh, there's the reversal throw.
Finish him.
Oh,
catches
and there
the
it is.
free. That was very dominant for Mirko right there, honestly. It just seemed like Heroes couldn't get anything going probably until the final round, and by then, like, it was just Mirko was slowly but surely just itching his way in, just slowly, like, how do I put it? Just like nipping at him, but making sure that it did damage over time.
Well, a big thing is there are two players that are very active on wake up, right? Both players do a lot of wake up buttons. Both players are very prone to wake up attacks. Every time Heroes has knocked Mirko down, Heroes is kind of like hesitating to go in because I think he knows that the threat of that is there for Mirko. But Mirko hasn't been doing anything. Whereas Mirko, when he knocks Heroes down, is kind of pushing the advantage every time. He's not afraid to kind of stick in those mid buttons. And Heroes is being quite active on wake up, right? He is getting hit by a lot of these meaty buttons. I feel like it's Mirko is being a lot more brave than Heroes right now. And that's a big thing that's holding Heroes back, because like he's being quite hesitant to push his advantage. Whereas Mirko, he gets a knockdown, he's like, right, I'm going in. What are you going to do about it?
Fight.
For sure, and just jumping straight into the same round. Look, that Hero's definitely gonna stick with his guns with Liu Kang, because I'm pretty sure it's definitely his main now.
For sure, 100%.
You know, like he does play an assortment of characters, but I feel like this is really where his heart's at. Ooh, catching the grab. And Mirko's just really just simplifying his game plan at the moment, but Heroes NZ can't count him out, slowly wanting to adapt over time. Ooh, catches Hero. Mirko wanting to press buttons.
Ooh, okay. Purple can stop the corner.
Heroes definitely wants to keep it. Really, this is where Liu Kang can get some incredible damage within the game. Oh, that was very smart from Mirko, because of
it's
course
the Scorpion Classic, dude.
Yep.
The fake out, jump in, teleport.
Woo, down two.
Oh, and the punish on the roll. Now, this is a big thing Heroes has been doing, right? Last game, he was being very hesitant to go in. This time, he is getting close enough that Mirko is starting to go for these wake-up options.
Oh, you saw it coming.
No, I think that was actually quite lucky for Heroes. He went for forward 4, but the teleport gave him a sweep.
Ah, lucky man.
Oh, Mirko pressing buttons after it.
1-2. Wanting to slow but surely stagger him.
I'm pretty sure Heroes has the crushing blow bicycle kick loaded, so I think Mirko's gonna have to watch for that. I don't know if it's been 2 or 3.
I'm pretty sure it has been 3 at this point. If not, we're gonna find out one way, shape, and form if Heroes can get hit. Ooh, no punish!
Oh, that sucks. Mirko made the read, but his execution just wasn't quite there.
Oh, great tech.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we'll see it. Oh, no.
No, he didn't. That was really surprising, actually. Yeah, Heroes opted to spend the bar. Actually, no. He may have thought that he had the crushing blow, and that's why he didn't amp.
No, that
might have been why.
Be right.
Well, at least he now knows he doesn't have it ready.
Final round.
Lucky, though. Nice pickup on the fatal blow.
Yes, one round apiece at the moment. Oh, both jump outs there.
No, I love that choice from Mirko. Hero's going for a deep jump kick, but Mirko jumping clean out of the way.
Ooh, I guess that's one of the amazing things about Mirko in general as a player. His great ability to just adapt and pick up on how his opponents does play. A great choice there from Heroes NZ, but he definitely needs to take this round and kind of swing the momentum back in his favor. That was so sick. We're down
now
2,
he's
that
got
one's a
3.
bicycle kick.
Ooh, what was that?
Just Heroes just like whipping all these grabs, but Mirko not capitalizing on them. But hits him with a fair bit of damage. Again, this is scary. And he doesn't hit it. It's a fatal blow. Oh, you know he's upset about that.
Now that was a choke and a half. Unfortunately for Heroes, he managed to get the forward 4, but just didn't do anything. He could have done the bicycle kick crushing blow. He could have done a fatal blow, but instead he did nothing, and Mirko will make him pay for it. Mirko, I really respect the way he's rushing down right now. He's recognized that Heroes is having serious problems at taking these grabs. Mirko is just really just going to town with them. That's 2-0 now. Mirko, 1 game away from eliminating Heroes.
Yeah, Heroes definitely he definitely needs this win, honestly. I think it'll be a great way of, like, kind of sweeping the momentum back in his favor, but I think he just kind of needs to adapt how Mirko is playing, because Mirko, at every time Heroes has an answer, Mirko has another question for him, and it just seems like Heroes 1 step behind. If he makes some adjustments and kind of realizes how Mirko's kind of playing, I feel like he'd definitely go back in Heroes' favor, because he is a very good player, but it just seems like he's slightly flustered by, like, what Mirko's able to do right now.
A big problem is I feel like his muscle memory is kind of failing him a little bit. He's making a lot of these big decisions. You know, he's finding himself in these situations where he can take a crushing blow. He can take a lot of damage. He can, you know, either start the comeback or close out the round. But a couple of times in that life bar alone, again, you know, I hate to say it, but the choke, right? You know, we saw him choke the opportunity to bring it back. He needs to keep it together, otherwise, ultimately, it's just going to fall apart.
Yeah, but Heroes NZ pushing him to the corner. This is definitely where you want to keep him. But, again, Scorpion does have that teleport cancel, so it is never ever a great read on the potential grab. Uh-oh.
Oh, wake up, button.
Wow!
Okay, now Heroes, he has the 3 loaded already. The crushing blow is already ready to go in the bicycle kick. Question is, will he save it for, like, later in the game, or will he just try and secure the round with it? Uh-oh, escape failed. Mirko has that throw ready to go. Oh, with punish.
Oh, amazing stuff there. Looks like Heroes definitely made some adaptations here, but you cannot count Mirko out here. Coming up to, I believe, fatal blow. Ooh, this is gonna hurt a lot. Oh no, this is a reset. And Heroes
into the back throw too. Oh, Mirko! that entire sequence was so good. Down to the fact that he kept the fatal blow. He went for a throw reset. Made sure the throw was a back throw as well, so it's going to be harder to get the read on. Ooh, preemptive standing 1.
There's Mirko right now just doing Galaxy Brain Breeze, just playing out of his mind. He, of course, is going to go for that 2-1-2 and cash out, and that crushing blow that does damage over time. Heroes definitely still out of it and returns with a crushing blow of his own, resetting the health bars. He's down once. Oh no, Heroes again just kind of failing on that escape. Failed, we did see that. Mirko going for the late wake up. Ooh, impressive stuff here.
Still had it. Mirko saved it for a rainy day.
Yep, both characters still have access. Fatal blow. I had a feeling that was coming, and unfortunately for Heroes, he's eliminated by Mirko. Both like electric rounds during the final match here, but you know, Mirko just was 1 step ahead of Heroes, which is a shame. But
it was always going to be an aggressive match. You know, you bang the rocks together that are 2 players like that, and you are gonna. You're going to see matches that go down that way. You know, Mirko played that last game really well. He saved his resources. He made sure to keep hold of that crushing blow until it was a moment that it was truly going to make a huge difference. The threat of fatal blow, of course, and yeah, just playing around it really well. I feel like the second he made that like amazing sequence in the first round of that last game, that was going to kind of be the beginning of the end. You know, Heroes, he tried to make it work, but unfortunately, I feel like was just being a little bit too disrespectful and wake up, not really content to block stuff that he is in a situation that blocking it is definitely the safest thing you can do. And Mirko, you know, he sniffed it out. That was the way that Heroes was playing, and he made it work. And now he's going to be going on to top 4, I believe that secures for him.
Semi-finals.
He will be playing against the winner of Arn Kratos and Dizzy TT, which is going to be our next losers bracket match. Of course, Arn Kratos fell to Asadamatsu 3-2 in the winner's side. It was a super close set that he almost made a 3-game comeback. But at the final moment, again, it was that last-minute choke. He had the hit. He didn't turn it into the right string, and he lost for it. Whereas Dizzy, 3-0 clean sweep over Azerbaijan. But I know that Shang Tsung is a character that Dizzy's played against a lot. He obviously fights Foxy all the time, so it's definitely a matchup he'll be ready for. And on the flip side, Arn Kratos plays against Sakron often, who is a very, very talented Sonya player. So I imagine we're going to see a ton of matchup knowledge here. The question is, I feel like they're going to be in an area where Dizzy plays against a lot of Shang with Foxy and only Foxy, and I assume Kratos gets the majority of his Sonya practice from Sakram. They definitely don't play the characters in the same way, so I wonder what the differences are going to be between the way that Dizzy is used to fighting Shang or Kratos is used to fighting Sonya, and how quickly they can pick up on that. So they're only going to have a handful of games to do it.
Yes, no, they will have to definitely adapt on the fly. Because, as you said, they are familiar with the characters. It's just, obviously, when it comes to different players, there's different styles and ways of actually approaching the character. It just comes down to who's quicker at adapting on the fly and who can read their opponent better. Oh, so jumping straight into things, Shang Tsung versus Sonya Blade.
I really like Kratos' Shang Tsung. It's so clean.
It's very good.
I know he's been playing this character from pretty much since when he came out to now, and just seeing the difference and how fast he's like learned specific things.
My opponent.
No, Shang.
Oh,
I'm not playing your game.
You have already been chosen.
I've never heard that intro, and that's definitely a movie reference. I invoke my right to challenge. I challenge. Oh.
But now right into the match here, both characters putting up some solid walls of defense, just wanting slowly but slowly stagger each other. Kratos is being extremely solid. Dizzy not going for any ring counters right now, and is gonna pay for it. This is where Kratos this is where we saw Kratos like be extremely successful. When he's full screen, he can make his opponent suffer for it, because it nearly gave him the edge over Azadaman.
Oh my god, he finished the string. This is the madman.
This is where Dizzy definitely needs to keep him. There's the ring cancel.
Now that's the kind of adaptation that is very scary, because Kratos has shown that he knows how to full spot the rings like twice back to back. So now Dizzy. Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh,
he decided to break away really late.
Maybe Dizzy feels like he can definitely still take this, which is indeed possible. But this is very scary for him. And Kratos takes round one.
Dizzy went for that late breakaway. I think he decided he was going to tank the damage, but then last minute kind of changed his mind. But by then, too much of the damage had already been done. Big jump kick!
Oh my goodness, Kratos has been so incredibly good with that jump in free into ground spots.
Oh, okay, reversal throw.
Yep, this is where he honestly wants to keep Dizzy. Because again, like, those projectiles are so incredibly good, and Dizzy just being caught by them. Flawless block there, but again, just Dizzy unlucky. Just needs to start being able to challenge and slowly but surely make his way in, but every time he slowly does, it seems like Kratos just catches him with those hell spots. Hey look, there it is again!
There we go, yep, the last minute amplified. It's gonna do it.
It's very troublesome, and that's it. Kratos, like, that was definitely pretty damn clean from him.
He's really, it looks like Dizzy's having trouble just navigating the ground sparks, or the ground eruption, I should say, because normally the way you'll deal with them at a higher level is like block first, floor spot the second, or if you see the first whiff, floor spot the second, and then, you know, take your advantage. We have seen Dizzy do that quite a lot in the past, but clearly, as you can see here, the downside is if you mistime the flawless block, you get launched and you get hit by it. Or if you don't flawless block it, the chip damage just adds up constantly. The biggest problem he had, though, was he was seemingly anti-airing himself into an early grave. Every single time Kratos was going for a deep jump kick, Shang Tsung, one of the better jump kicks in the game, Dizzy would find himself not trying to anti-air it, but not able to. But he's going to swap to Liu Kang, another character Dizzy's been playing for a while. Definitely, I feel like better in the matchup department.
Oh, for sure. And I believe... Is this... No, this isn't the variation with the teleport. But I knew that.
No,
Dizzy...
it's the Rohan.
Or maybe Dizzy just feels far more comfortable in this matchup here. Oh, early breakaway from him. But as you mentioned earlier, because we did see this matchup, you know, Liu Kang can contest with those projectiles, but he just needs to go around the right way of doing it. Ooh. And just Kratos, just playing out of his mind right now, but misses the slide. Down one. Ooh, gets
to jump here again. That's really going to begin to hurt Dizzy.
Now, Kratos, like, can we talk about how incredible, like, how many times he's managed to land a jump free into, like, ground eruption? Like, it's been insane.
Well, he's doing the jump kick at the same time every jump. You know, it's at the point that it is the hardest to anti-air, but Dizzy is consistently trying to. Yeah, Dizzy. This is very unlike him so far. You know, he's being super impatient, playing very unsafe, and Kratos has no reason to extend. Like, he is content to just let Dizzy hang himself.
Oh, goes for the overhead. Oh, catches him, and ground eruption again. It seems like Dizzy, if Dizzy can slow down this match and make Kratos play his game, it can definitely work to his favor, but it seems like Dizzy's getting a little bit impatient here. Out of course, this ground spot. Oh, this is where he wants to put him, but oh, doesn't carry him to the corner.
Now, Shang Tsung with his back to the corner is actually quite hard to fight. As the Shang Tsung, right? If he needs the screen, a lot of his keep way becomes a lot more difficult. His buttons are somewhat stubby. Like the faster buttons are a bit stubbier, so it's kind of like, ooh, but that will do it. If he's ready with the anti-airs.
All great stuff there from Dizzy. But gets caught with the wake up. Both characters need one more touch in order to win. Oh, that's unfortunate for Dizzy getting caught there. And on Kratos takes it 2-0. Wow, he's playing extremely well right now, and it just seems like Dizzy's just struggling to get things going. It seems like Dizzy wants to challenge on Kratos at full screen with either of his two characters and just isn't successful in being able to do so.
Well, the big thing about that last life bar is Dizzy's just not really flawless blocking anything. In game one, I assume he kept trying to flawless block the health sparks, and that's why we saw him eat so many of them in the neutral. And in the second game, he just wasn't flawless blocking at all. And Iron Kratos, twigged onto it instantly. We saw him go for the forward 2-4-2. There's a big gap there, no flawless block. So he went for back 3 up 4. Big gap there, no flawless block. So he started to be like, okay, right, I've clearly got in your head. I clearly have you nervous to flawless block. So I'm going to start doing these amazing tools that are their biggest weakness is being flawless blocked. But I don't think you're going to do it. And he was right. Iron Kratos is playing this so well, and he's 2-0 up already. Dizzy TT on the verge of being 3-0 losers.
That'll be very, very impressive and really a big win for Kratos here. But Dizzy, as you mentioned, he is in top 12 right now still, but he could really, really do this win and it helps shoot his points right up that leaderboard.
And again, you'll notice his anti-air is just losing to the jump kick every time. I wonder if the point is going to come that he just realizes that, or just says to himself that, no, I'm not going to anti-air anymore.
Oh, wow, that was very brave.
I don't think it was unsafe in the range that he did it, though. Maybe a ring blast, but Dizzy went into something more.
No, I feel like Dizzy just really he needs to get up in Kratos' face right now, but just...
Oh, that was so good
denied every time!
I feel like the frustration is beginning to set in, right? We're seeing on Kratos. Kratos is jumping in for free because Dizzy is, every time he anti-airs, he's losing to the jump kick. And every time we're seeing Dizzy go for it, yeah, there it is. I feel like Dizzy, he's playing quite frustrated right now. Because whenever he jumps in, on Kratos is going for a down 2 at max height and getting a combo. But whenever Kratos jumps in, he's trying to anti-air and losing out. But now we're seeing him finish full strings on block, unsafe stuff. Dizzy is playing with quite a lot of frustration. Okay, the wake up bait.
Yeah, this is the lead that Dizzy needs right now, and he needs to hold on to it, because on Kratos can break back at any time, and that jump free into health spot. Great breakaway on Dizzy's part.
I feel like that's happened like 10 times across these 3 games.
Yes, it's been
another
ridiculous.
And Kratos is confirms on these jump kicks are glorious.
Oh yeah, no, once he lands them, they do a tremendous amount of damage as well.
Well, especially considering it's one of those matchups that Dizzy is playing it from a distance again, right? It's how Sonya plays this one.
Ooh,
so it's like
jumping pieces.
Any life lead you can take when you play from the range is so much bigger than you might normally think. And another anti-air attempt and another jumping kick will work.
Fair enough. Okay. You know what? You can take the round off this. I believe this does just about enough damage.
It's going to be just enough or close. I don't know if it's quite enough.
Oh, just a little bit left to go. No. Oh, there he takes it.
Kratos tried to flawless block it, I think, to reduce the chip. Now, that is a Hail Mary thrown Dizzy's way, but he has to be careful playing that fatal blow.
Yes, because he will need to have to carry this entire momentum, but again, he's trying to challenge those jump frees, and it's just not working.
I really feel like he just has to stop trying to... He has to stop
playing
trying
very
to
frustrated. He's playing very frustrated, dashing in. Whoa, and just throwing out the string.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen that string in a tournament.
Yeah, same here. I think Dizzy's very frustrated right now and slightly flustered from playing on Kratos. Because now Dizzy has lost the option of the Fatal Blow and gets hit with Ground Eruption. And what a shame on Dizzy's part, but on Kratos really playing out of his mind and doing extremely well. Taking it over the very young and talented.
I mean, honestly, like, for Kratos, that was literally just a case of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if every time he jumps in, it's going to result in 25% damage in full screen, why would he stop? Like, yeah. I legitimately think that happened like 15 times, you know, across the 3 games. And that is a perfect example of, just because something works when you lab it, or something works when you normally play it, doesn't mean it should always be done, right? That's a perfect example of that. And that truly is the deciding factor in that set. Was Kratos would jump, he would do a deep jump kick every time, Dizzy would try to anti-air it with a standing 1 every time, and the jump kick would win every time. And you know the jump kick is winning because every time that Kratos was getting a jump kick, it was coming up with counter hit. So it was saying counter hit every time, which means that Dizzy was trying to anti-air and it was losing. Even if you go, I should be able to anti-air here, you know I can anti-air at this space. If it just isn't working in that set, there comes a point that you have to just cut your losses and say, okay, right, I'm just going to start letting him jump kick then. I'm going to just block the jump kick and see if I can take what follows. You know, because deep jump, the reason you want to anti-air is deep jump kicks, they have a lot of frame advantage. Did I say flame advantage? I said the wrong thing. They have a lot of frame advantage. You know, when you block a deep jump kick, so someone like Shang, he's going to go for a throw mix-up. He can go for, you know, down 3. He can jail his standing 1. But if you're afraid of that scenario, but your counter to it is getting hit by the jump kick every time and losing a quarter of your health every time, there comes a point that you just have to say, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to let you do it. You know?
Yeah.
Or at least try a different button, right? Try the down 1, try the uppercut. But to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, I believe, is the definition of insanity.
Yes.
And that is Dizzy's problem right now. He is a lunatic and he is out of the tournament. And Kratos moves on.
Yeah, no, it seems like he was trying to stubbornly, like, despite it not working every single time, unfortunately, it just seemed like he was stubbornly just going for the anti-air standing 1, and it just wasn't working. So
that does mean that our loser semi-final, sorry not to cut you off, is Mirko versus Arn Kratos. So Shang versus Scorpion should be quite interesting. But I believe we'll be going to our winners' finals next, unless I've got this wrong. It is going to be Asadamazza from Italy versus Video Games Yo, the UK's last hope in this tournament. Video Games Yo and Asadamazza are both in a very similar position where I believe they have pretty much the same amount of pro competition points. Asadamazza got 5th place at Vianality. Video Games Yo got 4th, I want to say, at Celtic Throwdown, I believe. Yeah, he got 4th because he beat Hayate and then he beat Foxy. So he ended up getting 4th place at Celtic Throwdown. So he will have a bit more points, which means that Video Games Yo will be that one step closer to having a chance to kind of break into the top 12 of the points leaderboard. So regardless, the short of it is, for both Asadamazza and Video Games Yo, winning this tournament would mean big things for their chances to make the finals. If they win this tournament and then get themselves to like one more American event and do well there, they might be in a position to get quite nicely, you know, if they could win, to still maybe making the finals. It will be hard, but yeah, I would like to see it for sure.
It's, I gotta say though, it's absolutely incredible how Video Games Yo has literally just somewhat popped up miraculously out of nowhere and has immediately, I think, like in such a quick way and fashion, has made a name for himself. He's done so incredibly well since the event in London.
Yeah, no, it's like I said at the start of the stream, it's a question of the journey he's had as a player, right? Video Games Yo, where he went to a local tournament in London, only lost to Foxy, went to Versus Fighting, lost to got top 8, lost to 2 Cabal players, and then obviously Celtic Throwdown, getting top 8, taking out some ridiculously strong players on the way. Obviously, Hayate, Biohazard, White Black, Foxy in top 8. Like, if he could take out Asamatsa, which I actually feel like this is something to talk about. Cetrion is not a character that Video Games Yo likes playing because Cetrion beats both of his characters. I was about to say, I wonder if he's going to try something else. And Video Games Yo trying out Liu Kang. Okay, I've seen him on his stream. Yo, I've seen it on his stream as of late. He's been dabbling in Liu Kang. I think maybe this could be the reason. Maybe he's been looking for an answer for Cetrion. Because Cetrion, she beats the crap out of Shao Kahn, and she does well against Jax.
I'm not related to the Dragon King.
Mortals are always so self-assured.
Oh, the Dragon King.
Round 1.
Good old
Long.
3D reference.
With long for his return.
Well, I'm very intrigued to see what Video Game Joe is going to bring to this, because I am unfamiliar with actually seeing him play this character.
I mean, like, the elephant in the room, it's Liu Kang. He's the best character in the game, so it's not a bad shout. But I can imagine it being a very good character for video games. So he's a very aggressive player, very good with the staggers, really good for the mindset of it.
Great
punish!
timing on that! Big damage coming up here. Oh, this is where you don't want to be put against Liu Kang, because you get some crazy stuff in the corner, but as the Maz, just wanting to slowly but surely push his way out, and of course, that teleport, so incredibly good for getting from one end of the screen to the other. Oh, but both fatal blows in play right now. Takes one incredibly hard read in order to just kill someone. But as the Maz just one step ahead of Video Game Joe right now. Ooh. Oh, there it is!
Ooh, a backdash. Video Game Joe. Taking the read, there it is, the Liu Kang, the raw fatal blow. Catching Astamatsa moving back. And that's going to steal the round away.
Round 2.
No, it's great stuff from Video Game Joe, but now he does no longer have access to that fatal blow. As we do know, like, both characters at this point have in fact used 2 different crushing blows. But I feel like a character like Liu Kang, who has, like, you know, 2 crushing blows on the grab, still makes him a very, very dangerous character.
He's like Jax, right? Like, he can spend a couple of crushing blows and they'll be like, yeah, I mean, he's still got the rest. Like, and they all do like 30%. Yes, man's a relentless keep away. He just does not want Video Game Zero anywhere near him.
Oh, good starting to lock and damage from the bicycle kick.
Oh boy!
Pushing into the corner. Ooh, where's the ball?
Oh, there's a crushing blow.
Beautiful.
Oh!
Oh, no punish, unfortunately. That's slowly but surely just keeping Video Game Joe out. What beautiful, flawless ball. I've never seen that before. But great stuff from both players. But it seems like Video Game Joe needs to really kind of work his way in to do some damage here. Because as the Maz, as long as he can keep him at arm's length, Video Game Joe is not going to be able to touch him. And Video Game Joe just failing to nail these flawless blocks right now.
Yeah, that's the downside. Try and flawless block and you get boulder, you get sent to full screen, and you're kind of right back at square one.
Oh, but it seems like he's adjusting, definitely blocking at the correct time.
Ooh, the walk back into the barrier. Asamatsu is trying to bait out these buttons.
Trades. Oh! Teleports the way he was standing.
I've heard this has been a life bar over almost 100% special moves. It just hasn't really been a need to go in past the matter. Just this entire life bar has just been chip damage and it's been projectiles. There it is, a teleport.
Yeah, no, it was great stuff from Astamatsa. Just like one step ahead of Video Game Joe, unfortunately, at the moment. But he's playing so clean and so tidy. And one of the biggest tools of Cetrion is not just a projectile game, but of course, as we've seen time and time again, that teleport is really good from getting her out of tight spots.
I mean, they go hand in hand. The projectiles work best from full screen. Teleport gets her full screen. So that's kind of the gist of it. You can chase it down if it's done just completely in the neutral, but if you're sitting waiting for teleport, she's throwing boulders, she's going for the geyser. Like, the question is, will Video Game Joe stick with Liu? It looks like he's going to try another game. Video Games, yeah, we know he has the Shao Kahn, he has the Jax. I don't think we're going to see Shao Kahn at any point in this top 8. I think he really understands that, like, he just has to go with whatever is the best matchup for the time. And, I mean, he does not like the matchup at all with Cetrion. I was talking to him about it at Celtic Throwdown, and in his own words, 7-3 Cetrion Shao Kahn. And if that's a 7-3, true 7-3, it's not something you want to be playing in tournament if you have a better option.
Definitely, and especially when it's against a player of the caliber of Azamata, who's been like extremely dominant and strong in the world so far.
What makes the matchup hard is keep away, and Azamata is the most the keepingest away of all Cetrion, you know?
Oh, catches him. Oh, there's another one, just back-to-back crushing blow.
Yeah, I always forget that flying kick even has a crushing blow.
Yes,
we just never really see it.
It's one I've only seen it a fair few times, but it's one that's very, very rare. It's so cool though. Video game just slowly but surely walking his way now has access to Fatal Blow. We know how dangerous this is when you're up against a character like Liu Kang. Video games.
Look at that! Are we seeing the wave dash? Oh, the reaction! Are we seeing the crispy block dashing from video games?
Yeah.
I feel like it goes underappreciated when this is playing Shao Kahn, because like Shao Kahn's like block dash is so good, but he does it all the time with Jax. Look at him navigate with like ground movement. Like just give it a watch. Look. Oh, not that. Next time you see him walk some kind of considerable distance, you'll notice it.
Video games are just deciding to hold the block at the moment, and you know he just slowly wants to itch his way in.
Well, he needs to. He literally needs to, or he won't win. You know, the way Azamata plays that keep away, like it's hard to deal with. It's frustrating.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've seen that. Well, it claimed on Kratos earlier today as well. Oh, great teleport there. Just one thing, again, keeping full screen. And it seems like Video Game Joe right now just kind of struggling to get things going. But I say that, and there's a crushing blow. Oh, doesn't decide to cash out in the meter. And slowly but surely, forcing Azamata into the corner. But again, he used up his Fatal Blow first round, but he can still absolutely take this. They wake up.
Oh, punish!
Oh, no. Yep, that was the correct thing to do. To stop him from doing breakaway.
That's not gonna kill. Oh no,
no, it should just about.
So I saw him go for the Geyser, and I think the Geyser scales it more than normal. So I wasn't sure if the Geyser was gonna kill.
Final round. Fight.
Okay, one apiece at the moment. Video Game Joe could really do with a win on the board right now to take it over as the Mazza.
No, I feel like for the sake of momentum in the set, he really needs this game.
Ooh.
Walking into projectiles though, one at a time, they're gonna add up.
Oh, Video Game Joe finally starting getting things going, pushing Cetrion to the corner. Oh no, punish!
Ooh, that's an anti-air attempt. Oh, 400 damage from the crushing blow.
Oh no, he misses the grab and interactable.
I wonder if that was like an attempt to cancel into it, but he just got the button wrong. And there's Azamata building that distance.
Yeah,
there's no fatal blow for either character.
There's a crushing blow! Yeah, Lucky just got that meter back! Goodness. Absolutely still anyone's game! I believe this is it. Yeah, no, as the Mazda takes it, that was extremely close there.
That was a really slow match that in the last kind of like 10 seconds just exploded.
Yes. Oh, wow. No, both players extremely good here, but you have to wonder what Video Game Joe has to do to actually take a proper match.
I mean, we are definitely seeing what is, by all intents and purposes, a pocket Liu Kang. You know, we're seeing the character picked for a specific reason. You know, to be able to keep up with the keep away, to be able to play that long range game a bit more. The threat of the fly kick, and obviously like the crushing blows help for big damage. This is a better matchup fundamentally against Cetrion than any of his other characters he plays. The question is does he think a pocket Liu Kang stands a better chance than main characters in Jax and Shao Kahn? The fact that he's picked it again, I think, really means that he believes that is the case. But what we're seeing, and what it's a pocket Liu Kang in the sense that we're not seeing optimization, we're not seeing we're seeing more combo drops, and this is what happens when someone picks up a character that's relatively new to them. This is the kind of play that you'll see, right? You will see combo drops, you will see execution errors, because they just haven't got the same level of time. The question is, with those errors, do you still fancy better chances? And I think that is still the case, right? There's no getting around the fact that it's a terrible matchup for Shao Kahn, and Jax doesn't do particularly well either. Video Games Yo, if he sticks with it, you know, if he can kind of warm up through the set, maybe we'll see the comeback, but it's going to be difficult as Asadamasa is really just playing this long-range style to a T, and it is clearly causing problems for video games.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It just seems like whenever like Video Game Joe can get things going, Asadamasa can just flip it on his head. But in saying that, Video Game Joe is pushing him to the corner, and I believe he's gonna take this. No, just ooh. So it was the gravity.
Don't worry, that happens to me too. I always forget that them hitting the floor does the last bit of damage. So I'm like, oh, he's alive. Oh, he's dead.
All right, again, amazing
anti-air.
Oh, just nothing there from Asadamasa. That was.
He must have tried to teleport and messed it up.
Yeah, it looked like he was staring blankly into the void of space. Video Game Joe applying pressure. Ooh, great challenge down 3. And again, this is what Asadamasa wants to keep Video Game Joe. Oh no, just opts for the teleport and just pushing him away, wanting to kind of put in the fear of that teleport. Uh-oh. Big damage coming up here. Video Game Joe once again just wanting to kind of do that corner carry, put him in there. And talking about it, ooh, this is very scary stuff right now. A Video Game Joe failed. Yep, but now has access to Fatal Blow, and that's it! No, wait, I believe there's probably a little bit of health left.
It actually has quite a lot from this string. That might be dead. It's going to be close. No, he's going to be just alive, just alive.
Just a bit.
Oh, he's dead!
Oh, wait,
he actually is dead. Wow!
Wow, Video Game Joe taking one over Asadamasa, which is what he needs right now, actually.
I don't think I've ever been so bad at judging whether what is effectively a super will kill in any fighting game I've ever commentated in my life. I don't know what it is about this game. You know what? I blame the minigame. The shields and the shields and the skulls, you know, the damage reduction or added. I blame that. It can't possibly be my fault. It's not my mistake. It's definitely the game. But I feel like there really is a big thing that's happening here. Every time Video Games hits Asadamasa, 9 times out of 10 it's a counter hit.
Yes.
Which means that I wonder if that's almost the reason why Asadamasa is really wanting to play this long-range game, is because I think he definitely feels quite uncomfortable whenever, not even Liu Kang is close range, but like just at that sweep distance, right? Even inside of forward 4 range. And I think Video Game Show has kind of really just twigged onto that.
No, absolutely. But the thing is, at this point, seeing as Asadamasa has lost 1 round, will he be able to adapt, or will Video Game Joe be able to carry this momentum all the way through the match?
Well, I feel like for Asadamasa, it's more of a just keep doing what was working. But for Video Games, it's get in, like, don't drop so many of your confirms, and just don't eat so many projectiles, right? Because fundamentally, that really has been hurting Video Games, Yo, is just the amount of boulders he might walk into, or the geysers.
Now, I believe that at every touch now Video Game Joe is doing, he just wants to bring the hurt as much as possible. He knows at any point in time, Asadamasa will end up going full screen, so he needs to cash out that damage. Oh, reads a teleport, but does not get anything off it. Bit of a scramble there between both players.
Chip damage. Oh, there it is again. Yeah. Asadamasa, he's going for a lot of these teleports. I think every time the teleport's coming, though, he's doing the close versions because he doesn't want to come off those resources. But the close version is kind of putting him in the blender. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. No flawless blocks right now. Video Game Joe being caught by it and eating a hefty. Oh no, goes for the reset.
Oh, interesting reset opportunity. I've not seen a Citron do that.
Oh, that's an EX wall Zalvita. Slow down the pace of the game, which is definitely what Asadamasa needs right now. But Video Game Joe slowly but surely push into the corner. But again, that teleport is so incredibly effective to get away from the corner. Good stuff, both players. But Asadamasa right now, he's just playing the game at his own pace and catching Video Game Joe. Of course, trading that projectile with the wall does incredible damage on the second blow. Oh, this is scary stuff. If Video Games is keeping the corner.
Oh, what? Okay, I've never seen that before. Oh, bicycle kick didn't connect. Uh-oh.
Oh, that was...
I have never seen that exchange where whipping the full string actually kept you safe. Normally it's the exact opposite. Asadamasa's on match point.
I think Video Game Joe tried to do the flying kick and get the crushing blow of it, but unfortunately just got nothing. Nice flawless block there. And as you mentioned, with that dash blocking, it's definitely allowing him to get in extremely quick. Ooh, so good.
This is what I mean, though. Like, when I say Astamatsu is one of the more projectile-heavy Sectron players, I don't mean he just throws projectiles and that's it. I'm talking, like, usage of the barrier to get around projectiles. I mean, like, just more than that, right? There's a lot more going on behind it.
No, absolutely. He's not just blindly throwing them out, just wanting to keep them thrown away. He knows what he's doing, and at any point in time, if he feels uncomfortable, he will get out of that corner. But talking about it, there it is. Now, Video Game Show can still definitely take this, but as Mazza does have access
he can
to
still
Fatal
die, is what can happen if he's not careful.
Oh, doesn't get the anti-air standing one. Uh-oh.
Oh, he whiffed the whole string.
Oh my goodness. Video Game Joe slowly but surely also coming up to his own fatal blow himself. It's ultimately at this point in time, it's just a chicken who will do it first. Oh, as the mat says, one more touch and that could be it.
Oh,
it is, down one.
And he went for it. I wonder if Asamatsu tried to jump there, because he still had a bar for last breath, but he didn't block. There wasn't a punish. That was a crucial round, though, because in that situation, Asamatsu was one fatal blow confirmed away from winning that, like, hands down.
Absolutely.
If he got hit by a geyser, he was dead. If he got hit by the jumping boulder crushing blow, he was dead. If he got hit by a string into fatal blow, he's dead. There was a lot going against Video Game Joe in that round. Asamatsu was on the verge. You have to remember, that was a comeback too. Like, Video Game Joe had a big lead that just quite quickly slipped away from him due to impatience. But he was still able to stabilize it, which does mean that he is bringing it back to a game 5. Which is, again, you know, like, this really goes to show a lot for the kind of level of composure you need to have when you get this far in a tournament, even if it's online, where Video Game Joe went down 2 games with a pocket character. I feel like 99% of us would have gone, screw this, I'm going back to the main, even though it's a bad matchup. He stuck with Liu Kang. He figured he feels he could do it, and we're at game 5 territory. As the mat said, this happened to him against Arn Kratos, and he was able to win anyway. Will he do it again?
It's indeed very much so possible. Ooh, just Video Games Joe just jumping right in. Again, this is where Aslamats wants to keep him. Video Games Joe slowly getting hit by just everything right now. Maybe a little bit of impatience setting in. But ooh, catches him from flawless block. Oh, great stuff. Amazing flawless block up close. I seem like Asamatsu's definitely made the adaptations seemingly slow down the pace, but you know, you can't count out Video Game Joe at any point in time, especially when he's playing a
He's got the fatal blow.
Dangerous.
That will do it.
As Liu Kang.
Oh, there it is! A hit confirmed!
That's gonna hurt a lot as well.
He's dead. He's super dead.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is super dead as...
Yikes.
Yeah,
that was over 400 damage.
Yeah, as the match that slipped through his fingers, unfortunately, but Video Games Joe currently down with a fatal blow.
I mean, you can't count a Liu Kang player out if they have the reactions like Video Games Joe. They're gonna hit the jump kick. They're gonna hit any string whatsoever, right? They are looking for it. They're like foaming at the mouth, looking for the fatal blow. He's ending these juggles in the wall, even though it's optimal to go for the guy, so he wants to keep himself breakaway safe. Very important. Ooh, oh no! Went for a button instead.
Oh, catches the flying kick.
And also, normally that's not supposed to frame trap together. I wonder if Video Game Joe just sat down a little bit too long. Astamatsa, this is exactly what happened in his first game. Arn Kratos was 2 games away from making a comeback, and then we found ourselves on a round away, I should say, making a full 3-game comeback. And now we're on the final round.
We also have to remember Video Game Joe has not used any of his crushing blows, and those things are extremely painful to get hit by.
I don't think he's been able to load any of them either, so I don't think it really matters as much. He hasn't got an escape failed, he hasn't really done any bicycle kicks.
Oh, nice flawless block there. But gets caught by the geyser. It seems like Mats wants to like mix it up, but it's a scary place. But Video Game Joe does not decide to chase him down in the corner. Oh, nice spacing right there. Great stuff. Video Games Joe.
Oh, the jump kick confirmed. There's no bar on the side of Astamata.
Yeah, and also, but the thing is, he does have access to Fatal Blow right now. He could at any point get. Ooh, unfortunately, Video Game Joe could not get him, but I believe
that's going to be it. Yeah, he's dead.
It.
And in almost an exact mirror situation, Astamata finds the Fatal Blow and is going to seal the deal in this winners finals.
Yeah,
Video Game Joe, I mean, it was so close. He was down 2 games, made a 2-game comeback, but Astamata again, he still managed to make it work.
Well,
I feel like it was the same situation where it came down to screen positioning though again, right? Like in that game, if he was ever even remotely near the corner, the wall, anything at all that could potentially not give him full screen distance, he just got out of there, right? Full screen teleports, you know, jumps into teleports, finding his moment to just say, I am going to keep the whole screen behind me the entire time. And if that ever has a chance to not work, I'm not going to be in that situation. And it worked out well for him. Video Games Yo tried to. It was pretty much playing catch up the whole time, right? Like I feel like that was 5 games of Liu Kang kind of like running after Cetrion. But Astamata, yeah, that's the style he wanted to play. It's the style he stuck to, and it worked out in the end. He managed to stop another comeback today, twice back to back.
Yes.
It's going to work out. And he finds himself grand finals on the winner's side. Astamata is going to get a nice amount of points guaranteed. Now he's got minimum 2nd place. And Video Games will move down to losers finals, where he will fight the winner of Mirko and Arn Kratos.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, you wouldn't have to wait very long. I think we're getting it set up right now.
Fantastic stuff.
This has been a really cool top 8 so far. Astamata, of course, looking really solid. Recently picked up by an Italian esports team as well, so hopefully that means we get the chance to see him a little bit more around Europe. I don't know if he's going to be at UFA, which is in a couple of weeks' time. It'll be in France. That's going to be an intercontinental combat event, which is going to be quite cool. I hope we'll get the chance to see him there. I know Video Games Yo is going to be present. Of course, Heroes NZ, getting a win over Foxy was really exciting to see. Dizzy TT getting some more points. On Kratos, looking really strong with that Shang Tsung. We'll be seeing him again soon. And Mirko, of course, beating Heroes. Losing to Video Games, but beating Heroes means we might end up seeing the run back if Mirko wins this match. But we will see as we get into this game very soon. Here's the quick bracket update so you can see exactly what's going down and how many games it took. But of course, we're now officially over the halfway point in the pro competition. Celtic Throwdown has shaken things up quite a lot. We're on a newer patch of the game. Things are looking pretty good so far. Internationally, we're seeing players from all over the place, especially in pro competition. You know, there are all sorts of different flags to be seen, which makes me really happy as an international MK fan. But I do want to say, if those of you watching at home are enjoying competitive Mortal Kombat in any fashion, make sure you follow the Twitter account at NRS Esports for updates on anything competitive, be it tournaments, be it competitive players, anything really. It's just a really good Twitter account as like a one-size-fits-all competitive hub for the game competitively. So make sure you're following NRS Esports and using that hashtag pro competition if you want to be staying in the conversation, stay up to date with everything that's going on.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a great way of keeping up with everything, and I can't really blame them because like this is the quality of play from just one of the tournaments, and it's been nothing short of just absolutely amazing. A lot of these matches have come down to the wire, and it's been nothing short of incredible. It's a great way of showing off the real talent that's within Europe, because there's some amazing players that unfortunately aren't really given the opportunity aren't really given this stage to show off what they can do.
Yeah, I feel like Europe's getting better at that though over the years. I feel like Europe it's a very online focused part of the world, but that being said, you know, Viennality is always a riot every year versus fighting. Celtic Throwdown obviously just happened, but there's a lot of like the individual communities around Europe. Like you've got, for example, UFAs in France. The French community is massive for NetherRealm games. You know, they really turn up and support. And that kind of general area like Amsterdam, Netherlands, that kind of place. Europe really does go from strength to strength. Even here in the UK, you know, the Irish scene have a really dedicated community that we saw at Celtic Throwdown, even though I know it's not the UK. It's close enough that I count it in FGC terms. Scotland, of course, as well. You know, players like Rusty coming through the woodwork. It's just been really good for this part of the world. Of course, you know, I'm talking about Europe, and how can we forget Russia? You know, Russia have some really strong players right now. Arn Kratos here, you know, repping the region really well. Sakron, do basic. Flet, like the names just keep coming. It really makes me happy to see Europe be so healthy for the game, especially keep going into what is now going into, I believe, month 5. But Kratos versus Mirko. This is going to be Shang Tsung versus Scorpion. So the matchup immediately is going to be almost no keep away. Very, very easy for Scorpion to react, teleport to ground eruption, to corpse, to straight skull. It's going to be a very mid-screen oriented game. Oh, wow, and Mirko letting a normal teleport rock right away. That was brave. Maybe he's just trying to...
Mirko has also gone for Searing Rage, opposing to seeing him actually playing Reborn. So maybe that's... We know that teleport cancel isn't going to be a threat there, but that was a massive whiff from on Kratos.
I do wonder why Mirko is choosing today to now go for Searing Rage so much. I definitely saw him as like a Reborn purist.
Yeah, but I feel like Reborn would probably do a little bit better against Shang Tsung's giveaway game. But Mirko just... It seems like he just wants to cash out that big damage. But unfortunately, as we have talked about, it is very dangerous playing this variation. If you don't know what they're going to do, and he just throws out the Fatal Blow.
Oh, that was so unfortunate for Mirko. He blocked, saw the Fatal Blow, let go of block, and did a standing 1. That must have been like his brain as a fried egg for that split second. He just, oh, the Fatal Blow is my cue to let go of block. I think we've all been there. Mirko probably kicking himself for that one.
Yeah, but we definitely cannot count him out as he catches him with the overhead. But it seems like on Kratos is being caught by quite a few Scorpion shenanigans at the moment.
We're seeing a lot of reversal throws too from on Kratos. I wonder if Mirko's just going to start crouching them. He's definitely the kind of player that would just go for those big reads and just avoid crouch.
Out the spear, goes for a teleport.
Oh, Optimals!
Healthy amount of damage. Oh,
wow!
Misses the ground sparks, bro.
That was a late uppercut, and it still worked.
Oh, Mirko, just slowly but surely, just like taking away his opponent's health. Just throwing the staggers and down 1s.
What was that? I wonder if that was an up 2. That must have been an up 2. That must have been an up 2 attempt.
Final round.
If he just got a neutral jump 2, that had to have been a jump 2. Was it neutral jump 1? That was a neutral jump 1. I have no idea what that was, I'm not gonna lie.
Huh, that's strange. Maybe he was predicting like a neutral jump on Mirko's part, getting in. Either way, it's like Mirko does have the buff, and there's the
flawless block, the knowledge.
Oh, down 1. That was so sick.
Oh, and he's got the spear buff on, max damage.
Ooh. Unfortunately, I believe it went off halfway through, but that is still a chunky amount of damage to take.
Only did 350.
Oh,
there
it is!
The grab! Kratos is going to get some of that life back.
Yeah, it's very important for him to actually use that a fair bit here if he wants to pull the comeback in, but Mirko not having any of it and takes 1 round over on Kratos.
That was a good game for Mirko, I'm not gonna lie. I really do think the Searing Rage pickup made sense. Because the thing is, against a character like Shang Tsung, teleport cancel was only worth so much when he has that down 3, the standing 1, and the mind games that come with it. I do wonder if his uppercut, so I know his uppercut has like a hitbox behind his head. I wonder if that has a chance to hit the fake out teleports. But regardless, if you're playing around teleport reactions and you're playing around just knowing the opportunity to go for throws, because you know it's going to be a mid-screen match, so throws are dangerous, your stagger game is dangerous. If you're picking a variation that can do more damage on throws and more damage on a reactionary teleport, I really do understand why Searing Rage is a pick. You're almost picking it exclusively for Burning Spear, because Death Spin just isn't going to be used unless it's chipping out. And we're only going to see the enhanced combos for like optimal damage.
Round 1.
No, for sure. It's one of those things with this variation, like it's great for the damage buff, like there's nothing really to do outside of it, but just Mirko just showing why he's one of the craziest Scorpions online, just going for that fake jump in teleport. Actually on Kratos. Ooh, catches him again!
The way Mirko walks back, it's like he wasn't expecting that to connect.
Oh my god, and just on Kratos just being put with everything under the sun right now.
His health is just disappeared. Whoa, my!
Oh, catches him on trying, Mirko, trying to jump forward and then teleport behind his opponent, but unfortunately,
he backed into the ground eruption though.
Oh no! Great choice of breakaway because Shang Tsung get a hefty amount of damage off that. Uh-oh. Oh, big damage.
He might.
Fatal blow. He might be able to take it.
No!
Drops it. He drops it.
Oh, that 25 frame startup, boys.
Round 2.
Oh,
25 frames.
I felt that. Uh-oh. Puts him in the corner. This could be some really good stuff. And steals his soul. He can beat him up with his own character. Oh, it is a down
Okay, that
blow.
is the exact worst case scenario. Because now he's going to leave him standing and guarantee a hit if he wants. Oh no, catches out.
Oh, that was very smart stuff there. But the 17% grab coming up at 185.
Yeah, he had the damage over time from the crushing blow was still going. So
That's nasty stuff there.
I wonder why Mirko is finishing that string every time. If he does 2-1 by itself, it's plus. I wonder if he's trying to catch buttons.
But now Mirko does have access to Fatal Blow. This could be very, very scary stuff. But you live by the mix, you die by the mix. And that could actually be it. Yes, one apiece.
And Mirko very eager to finish this game there, but good block from Kratos. Ooh. Oh, Mirko was definitely expecting that crushing blow. He must have been just too close.
Jumping free. Oh, nice stuff. The overhead. Great decision to do breakaway. Oh, those encapsulate those jump frees, man. They do a lot of damage. Uh-oh, nice punish.
Mirko getting very impatient out of nowhere, I think. Yeah, we're seeing him finishing the unsafe things before. Now we're seeing a lot of kind of like just raw spears.
Kratos is clearly flipping this around. He could definitely take the round right here. Ooh, puts him in the corner. Oh, doesn't punish him. Puts him in the corner. Oh no, this could actually be it.
He might be dead. Oh
no, he drops it.
That would have been death.
Oh, he just throws it out. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Poke into fatal blow. Hell yeah. That's what I want to see. Mirko.
Online as it gets.
No, I honestly, like, the reason it works in that situation and the reason I love to see it is Mirko just had a crucial combo drop, right? Like, a drop that would have won the game had it connected. So that immediately, when both players are that low in health, it forces a scramble. And in the scramble, the stuff like poke cancelled into fatal blow, which doesn't combo on hit, by the way. That is purely they're going to either get hit or block this poke and then press a button. That's the read. That is so unorthodox that it has the highest chance to work in that scramble. So that was the perfect time to pull out something like that.
No, absolutely. That was insane. But on Kratos, really, he lost that by like his fingertips. So you can imagine he's probably kicking himself a little bit. But what things is he gonna actually like change up here to really adapt to Mirko's rather, as you mentioned and said, chaotic style?
I mean, it's hard to say. It was a close game. The big thing is Mirko is just making these big reads and they're paying off.
Oh my goodness!
Like instant jump teleport at the start of the round.
You madman! Oh, doesn't catch him down too. Seems like those characters still stone each other, and just Mirko with the incredible spacing right there for the back one. Kratos slowly staggering, stealing some of that health back. That grab does less damage, but does give him a bit of health back. Oh, great! Knew it was coming. 1-1-2. Oh, escape failed. That is what Mirko needs. He wants to put in some really nasty damage.
Mirko's actually been doing that the entire time. He's been deliberately throwing the weird, like what you could quote unquote say is the wrong direction every time because Kratos is teching. Ooh, okay, counter poke. He didn't have the bar to amplify that either, so that was a risk. But it didn't matter. Mirko is going to pay off.
Yeah,
again,
Mirko,
it just comes down these
point.
big decisions. He's not shying away from them. This is what makes Mirko scary. When he gets in his flow and it starts paying out, it's terrifying.
Ooh, gets caught with the ground eruption. Oh, doesn't actually hit though. It failed, but nothing. But it seems that on Kratos is definitely likely, but just a random teleport of Mirko.
I'm telling you, dude, when Mirko gets into his flow.
Oh, standing one. Ooh.
That was actually a standing two anti-air from Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung, one of the few characters that is standing two, is a better anti-air than standing one.
I was unaware of that.
Ooh, maximum delay wake up into corner. He did that on block.
Mirko still has access to Fatal Blow. I mean, as we've seen, he just went into down 1 Fatal Blow to round the 4, so anything's possible. 1 touch, 1 kill at any point.
Don't throw the starfish. Don't throw it. Oh!
Oh, Mirko's just got back his breakaway option. Oh, no, he tried to interrupt it!
I actually wonder if that would have worked, but he didn't have the health. Remember, you're armored, not invincible. If you don't have the health to take the move you're trying to armor through, it won't matter. Mr. Combo there, does Kratos.
Kratos needs to get his win to bring it back in his favor.
Okay, this is a great start. This is going to be a good amount of damage, no breakaway. Getting close.
Nice. It's that on Kratos is getting a little bit more comfortable getting up in Mirko's face at the moment. And oh, he misses the punish!
What was that? He did the same thing again. It's a neutral jump. Every time Kratos has blocked that 2-1, 2+4 as well, it's been a reversal throw every time. Yeah. Mirko is. Oh, again! I'm telling you, he gets low on health and he begins to do the crazy.
Oh my goodness! That was. This is madness. I am watching madness. And
he
it is
doesn't have any bar, so I don't know if he can kill on the next hit.
Yeah, he's also completely out of resources.
Empty jump throw.
This.
Empty jump throw. This man.
Oh, he's going. I knew it was coming. The second he was going for that flame buff. GG's for both players. But my word, Mirko displaying like a crazy person in this game.
I'm telling you, dude. That's why everyone loves watching Mirko. That is what makes Mirko fun to watch, because he is not afraid to just throw the kitchen sink at you. You know what I mean? Like, if he feels like something is gonna work, he gonna do it. You know what I mean? He gonna do it. And he did it. He got a full life bar comeback that started off a wake up teleport. That is the Mirko style. And when it works, by God, is it fun to watch.
You know, that also means we're gonna get the
run back.
rematch.
Yes. Ooh, the run back is true. Video Games Yo is going to get matched up against Mirko once more. Video Games Yo took it dominantly over Mirko in the winner's side. But Mirko looking a bit cleaner now than he was earlier on. So I'm excited to see what happens this time. Video Games Yo, really needs grand finals. If Video Games Yo wants a chance to really make it into the top 12 of the world leaderboard wise, he's going to need this. Like, he needs to win this losers finals. He needs the amount of points you get. Ideally, he kind of needs to get first place, really, to be honest. But I feel like this is a Cinderella story for how we would have liked to have seen this tournament go. It's like we said before, the 3 players that are the only real ones that would benefit from points today are Dizzy, Asadamasa, and Video Games Yo. Dizzy needed the points from this the least, as he is already in top 12. So this was more about kind of just padding up a little bit more so he can sit a bit pretty. Because Dizzy has been to so many events this year, and he keeps getting in points territory, but not points territory where it's stable to stay there. He's always been in top 12, but he's always been in like the bottom end of top 12. So he never gets to relax. He has to be in full stress mode at every tournament all the time. But he's in top 12. So him getting eliminated early sucks for the safety padding of the points. But, he has got more points. He has got some more. It is going to help him. The ones that really needed to win this or get really far are Asadamasa and Video Games Yo. And they are in top 3. So for the storyline aspect of how this could work, this is the way it needed to go, for sure.
Absolutely.
Hang on, I've got the script on my phone. Hang on, let's say. Yeah. So this is how it was supposed to go. As a joke, by the way, guys. It was a joke. Like, I wasn't being serious. It was a joke. Yeah. Cool. We're on the same page. Nice.
Fantastic.
Right, my friends. What perfect time for me to throw us to a break. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this top 8 so far. We have our losers finals and our grand finals ready to go. Grand finals is Asadamasa on the winner's side, and losers finals we have Video Games Yo and Mirko ready to go. But while we get that match loaded up and ready to watch, we're going to go for a few minute break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are here, ready to go with our losers finals of the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition Online EU Cup. We have had a star-studded top 8 and some really good games, but as it usually goes down, we are left with but 3 players. Asa Damatza from Italy is in grand finals on the winner's side, and losers finals is Mirko and Video Games Yo. So Italy's looking pretty good so far. 2 Italians in this top 3 and the UK. So I know they're going to be proud of that. I know there's a bunch of Italian players watching right now that are quite happy with how things have gone. So good for you guys. But losers finals we have ready to go. It's going to be Video Games Yo versus Mirko. Video Games Yo, one of the newer up and coming players in the community. Started entering tournaments a couple of months ago, has gone from strength to strength, and has found himself here looking to try himself get some pro competition points, as he was able to beat Mirko convincingly 3-0 in the winner's side. That being said, Mirko has had a handful of games in the losers and has been on quite the rampage. And I think he's been playing a lot of Searing Rage. No, he's gone back to Reborn. He's kind of, I'm not sure what's kind of dictating what he picks, but he's looked good with both of them for sure. But this is obviously for grand finals. Video Games Yo needs this win. He needs points if he wants to stand a chance at making top 12.
I mean, he was successful earlier, and he can still most likely do it now. Because I feel like Video Games Yo, from when we've seen him play Mirko earlier, with this Jax especially, he plays the game in such a simple way. Like, it's just so incredibly effective, and Mirko struggled to deal with it before. But
the strange thing is, his Jax definitely isn't normally like that. He just... I think he just recognizes that that's the best way of playing against Mirko. You know? So I said before, you know, Mirko makes these crazy comebacks, these wild decisions, big risks, right? He's a big risk taker. He's quite the daredevil.
Absolutely.
But if you're playing very, very slow, very, you know, very safe, it doesn't really give him a huge amount of wiggle room to make stuff like that happen.
Yeah, but there's always the teleport cancel, but Video Games Yo not being able to capitalize anything off it. 1-1-2, puts him on the ground. But Video Games Yo definitely still not out of it, and he still have access to that very, very scary fatal blow. And there it is. Do you think this will do enough damage?
I think it's going to come down. I think it's going to come down to the mini game.
Yep.
Oh,
just a little bit of health
left.
Video Games Yo just needs one more touch, but the same thing can be said about Mirko, and Mirko takes that round, and now Video Games Yo is absent of a fatal blow.
So this is actually disaster time for Video Games Yo. Jax without fatal blow is nowhere near the comeback monster that he normally is. Big thing is, fatal blow gives you max heat. He has crushing blows that require max heat. Obviously harder for him to get those now. The big thing there is, you know, we talk about how crazy Mirko can be. What was that? You know, he did wake up teleport cancel to avoid chip damage. That wasn't a real true thing, but he felt it would work and it got through the projectiles that Video Games tried to do. That's the exact kind of Mirko play that Video Games was stopping in winners, but clearly is not quite doing the same level of, I suppose, reliability that we're seeing here.
I think it's very interesting what Video Games Yo is doing right now, especially with that dash grab. So basically, when I see he does quite a bit when pushed up the corner, but because of how it forward advances and actually pushes his opponent back, even if, like, you know, they neutraled up the final hit, it actually pushes him a little bit out the corner. Maybe that's where Video Games Yo actually wants to put himself in this game. Also, because there's access to fatal blow, be very dangerous stuff. And Mirko, this round has been absolutely insane. Oh, there's the fatal blow.
That was a full come off the jump kick. Will it do enough? I think it's going to do enough.
Dead.
Yeah, so that wouldn't have killed under any other circumstances except a jump kick teleport. Mirko found the opportunity, he reacted with a jump kick, and he took it. That is a beautiful way to take the first game.
Yeah, no, Mirko definitely coming back, seemingly riding a lot of momentum he had out of the losers bracket into losers finals, and you could definitely take it over Video Games Yo, but it's ultimately up to Video Games Yo ability to really adapt on the fly, and it's one of his strongest assets. And honestly, like, his ability as a player.
Black Dragon Fight Club.
Now going back, having a bit of stage select, and it seems like Video Games Yo is definitely going to decide to stay with Jax in order to apply some more pressure. Now, he was successful earlier, and he still has clearly 2 characters in his pocket. One that he mains, that being Shao Kahn, which he could definitely utilize at any point in time, and obviously Liu Kang, as we just saw in winner's bracket.
I definitely don't see him going away from Jax though. You know, he won winners 3-0. It's definitely not something that I feel like is a matchup problem. I think Mirko is just playing this a lot smarter than he was in the winner's side, right? But a big thing is video games did most of the damage with just the Jax forward 3 in winner's side. And I feel like Mirko is just not letting video games play at the range that forward 3 is a threat. You know, he's kind of playing at almost this like jump distance as often as he can.
Oh, yeah. Like video game Joe just wants to hold on to that meter right now. But
that was so good, Mirko.
Yeah,
down 1 on block, it's a slight walk back 1, and it caught the run. That was really good. Oh, Mirko!
Mirko is insane with these anti-airs. He's just catching Video Game Joe at every single jump at the moment. And it just seems like Video Game Joe is struggling to get anything going. Oh, unfortunately does not catch him. Oh, but can never catch Jax up because he is a scary beast once he gets things going.
No throw tech either, Video Game Joe. Not quite getting the opportunity. Oh, the trip guard Mirko, the spacing was beautiful. Recognized the jump kick was going to miss and was ready to catch him on the ground. Oh, tried it again, but this time he overcommits.
I believe he's going to get thrown in the corner right about now. Crushing blow.
That is going to do
big damage coming up here.
That's 1 bar too.
Oh, fair.
I don't think that was a bad idea. Using the fatal blow just to get out of harm's way.
It's very smart decision. Plus, I mean, it's still dangerous.
Oh, he's dead.
No, wait. No, wait.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, there it is.
Oh, full screen grab.
Oh, that was so sick.
Oh, the brutality. Decapitation. Mirko. Now, this is a mixture. I think Mirko's playing a lot braver, and he's being a lot more bold, and he's like following through with his decisions a lot more, which is very scary, right? When someone known for crazy decision making is willing to just say screw it and just commit. And also, video games, his throw techs are not quite as on point. He's trying to anti-air a lot of areas that he wasn't before. He's losing out. And he's just not looking quite as solid. You know, he's not playing with the same level of, I suppose, cleanliness that we normally see. It's like Mirko has thoroughly managed to kind of like shake video games up a little bit. Hey, here we go. The Emperor has risen. We'll finally get the chance to see Shao Kahn.
Now, Video Game Joe plays Shao Kahn in such a methodical way. It is nothing short of superb to watch when he actually gets things going. Well, I'm interested because I've not seen him play Shao Kahn in a while, so I want to see some disgusting chunky damage.
I know, this selfish guy keeps picking better characters. Now, the big thing about video games, Shao Kahn, it's very minimalistic in terms of the buttons he uses because he doesn't need anything else, you know? He's got his mid, he's got his good standing high, it's an anti-air, he's got his down.
Oh my god!
He's got the shoulder charge.
Ooh. This is what everyone's been wanting to see from Video Game Joe.
Well, I actually quite like, I like the moment to change, because the big thing about Mirko is he's willing to commit to these reads, and on block, without heat, Jax's punishment damage is like non-existent without heat, right? Shao Kahn, on the other hand, his standing buttons into launcher damage is kind of high.
Kind of high? Oh, absurd, especially when you can get things going, but Video Game Joe,
I mean, you say get things going. For him, getting things going for damage is, oh, I hit a standing button. you did something unsafe and I punished you for it.
You breathe. Big damage coming in.
We go Dark Freeze. Oh, so that's a safe setup, but only if you get knocked away. From close range, that is unsafe.
Ooh. Push him in the corner. This is a very scary place to be. Oh my goodness. Mirko seems a little bit scared here to press the button. I was going to say that, but then it's the wake up teleport. Goes for the jump over.
Oh, back to back pokes.
Oh, you cannot do that against him. Ooh. Mirko isn't out of this. He still has access to fatal blow. But he shouldn't have done that. He is dead.
Oh my goodness. Shao Kahn just builds the energy, man. This is such a hype character. But that's the thing, right? Like, what did we see there? The big difference is Mirko's playstyle didn't change. What changed was Video Game Joe's ability to punish and take big damage from it, right? If Jax has no heat and you block a teleport, he gets 10% into Oki, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or he can crushing blow, throw punish if he wants. If he has the command grab, sure. But fundamentally, that's it. Shao Kahn, if you whiff punish with shoulder charge, you get a jump kick, shoulder charge. You get a standing button, shoulder charge. He has so many options to get that big launcher with a decent ender, good damage, mid-screen potential to set up the Dark Priest for even more. Like, it just gives you more option to punish someone that's playing in an unsafe fashion.
Definitely.
Round
Absolutely.
one. Fight.
It looks like we're jumping in the second round, and Mirko deciding to stick with his guns of Reborn instead of opposing to go for Sting Rage, as we have seen him play earlier. But will it be enough to adapt to Video Game Joe's playstyle? Currently not going for massive jump 3, going for big damage, but gets absolutely nothing off it. That Shao Kahn swing is so good.
It is. It goes like half screen. It's like -2 on block.
Oh, doesn't capitalize with shoulder charge off the standing one, but this Video Game Joe not at all scared to just throw that down too.
The sound effect of Shao Kahn's uppercut hitting gives me life. I want that to be like my text alert. Oh, punish!
Big damage coming up, and Mercury also being put in the corner. Oh, Jesus Christ! Slams him down. Oh, missed the grab. But Merco's just, like, he's fighting his way out, but just Video Game Joe just 2 steps ahead of his point.
I feel like he's playing a lot more confidently now as well. These throw techs were not existent in the first 2 games.
Well, really, it's like Shao Kahn is where I'd say it's the character that really kind of helped establish him.
It's his best. It's his best character. It's his best character. Like there's nothing wrong with admitting that. It's his main character. It's who he's put the most time in with. His Jax is phenomenal, but his Shao Kahn is just an elite of its own.
Oh, that was amazing recovery. But Mirko definitely showing some signs of life in. He's not completely out of the fray just yet. Oh, that jump of Shao Kahn's so good. It seems like Video Game Joe struggling to just anti Mirko right now. He's jumping in like crazy.
Oh,
fair enough.
Counter poke with the Annihilation.
Plus range. Poking him like crazy.
He is just being pressured. Oh, the punish. No, doesn't go optimal.
Yeah, Video Game Joe just wants to absolutely frustrate Mirko right now. It seems to be working. But saying that still very much so either. Oh
no, he missed the shoulder charge.
charge.
Okay, this is very quickly beginning to get away from Video Games, He's making, he's making some big decisions right now. Video Games, he's making like he's getting the opportunity, but he's not turning it into optimal scenarios. He's not getting, launches where he can be hit confirming. He's getting advantage that he's not really pushing as much.
Oh, misses the NJK.
Someone is disconnected.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wait and see what the call is here. It says Video Games Yo left the game, but I know that doesn't always come into play. I actually believe that something like this happened when I believe I was doing the Russian Intercontinental Cup, and something similar happened. It came up with a player had left, but I don't know if they were the player that had left. We're gonna wait and see what the admins decide to do. Of course, this is an admin choice, admin decision. It was the last round, so this is where the admins come into play. They'll take it all into consideration, see what's going on. If it's like just an internet thing, it could be replayed, or maybe the game will be forfeit. Who knows? We will wait and see what happens. For now, we're going to entertain you guys for a few minutes while we wait and see. I'm going to keep one eye on the Discord to see what's going on. We need to know exactly what happened there. As obviously this is a turning point match. This is like super important. This is potential tournament elimination for Video Games Yo at a point where he needs these points desperately in the pro competition. And Mirko, of course, wanting to get grand final second place. It's an important match, so we will wait to see. So let's talk a bit about the games, what was happening then. So I feel like the game one that we saw Video Games Yo with the Shao Kahn, perfect. It was dominant because it was flawless play. There were no mistakes, there were no drops, there was no real fumbling, there was no missed opportunities. The second game, which is the one that we just got DC'd from, definite kind of errors here and there, right?
Yes. It became a bit scrambly before the disconnection.
Yes. No, for sure, and that's the problem when it becomes a scramble. at that kind of crucial moment when you were playing so clean. It wasn't a lot of issues. It was, you know, mistiming your jump kick to not whiff punish something, getting a jump kick and missing the shoulder charge, punishing with a standing 1-2 but finishing the string instead of going into shoulder charge. Like it's pretty much mainly just hit confirms. I know Shao Kahn isn't the easiest character in the game to hit confirm with, so it's difficult. But it is obviously very costly should you make those mistakes. I'm going to have a quick look at the chat room and see what's going on.
Yeah, it was a shame because honestly, like Video Game Joe, very good Shao Kahn, very tidy Shao Kahn, but as you said, first round, dominant, very, very strong showing with the character, and again, it showed Video Game's like ability to utilize Shao Kahn in a fantastic manner. But during that second round, he just wasn't getting optimal damage. He was getting the hit every here and there, but he wasn't cashing out on big damage off those tiny hits, and it's what kind of like led to the scramble at the very end, which is a shame because he was playing pretty damn well for the most part.
So apparently, Mirko's stream said that Video Games Yo left, and Video Games Yo game said that Mirko left. So we do not know what's going on.
That is very strange.
Okay, so admin decision is the lobby is being remade, and we are going to set up round 3 in that game. So we're gonna remake the lobby. We're gonna go back into the match, and we're gonna go back into round 3 and play from there. So that's the admin call, and that's what we're gonna go with. So it's gonna be 2-1 Mirko Video Games Yo, round 3 start. So we are going to do it round 3 properly, so we're just going to let each player take a round and go from there. Thanks for your patience, my friends. I hope you understand why we obviously have to take the time out to make sure we're regulating these problems properly if we do find ourselves in a situation where this happens, considering the fact that this is pro competition. This is points territory for you know, both Asadamasa and Video Games Yo, and of course Mirko too, you know, want to get as many points as they can.
Well, it's a shame it honestly happened, but it does happen occasionally. It cannot be helped, but at least, you know, it still keeps Video Game Show in here as well, instead of a DQ with maybe some form of issue at either player's end.
I mean, it is the way with online cups, right? Like this happens sometimes. As soon as you throw internet into the mix, you know, it can be unpredictable. So I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna brush my hair. Wait.
You won't have to wait very long. Apparently, that's down to
there you
a
go.
lot of damage.
It's alright. I didn't need very long. Alright, so here we go.
We're just jumping right into it now. Oh, both go for the down 4. Take the trade. Oh, now Video Game Joe really needs to win this in order to stay in, but hopefully he'll be able to carry some of that momentum through. But we know how crazy Mirko is with those absurd reads.
He wasn't confident. He didn't follow through. He got the hit, but didn't turn into anything. I felt Mirko's playing very, very
Mercury?
I was trying to think of a different way of saying it, but you know what I mean? Very erratic, you know, very, very scrambled. Big wake up.
These are big damage.
Spends both bars as well. He's going to take that 300.
I believe both players at this point still have access to Fatal Blow as well, so this could lead some big stuff off any touch when it goes.
I mean, you say that, but at this life bar, Shao Kahn can bypass that if he gets a hit.
Video Game just slowly itching his way in, but Mirko wanting the exact same. Oh, this might be it.
He doesn't have the bar to amplify.
One more touch. Very scary play. Oh my god, Mirko! What you doing?
Bet it. Oh, he bet it all. Mirko. Oh, he must have just thought that he was expecting a cancel and let it rock. That must have been the read. Mirko must have expected Video Games Yo to think a cancel was coming. Video Games Yo. The composure though, not to press. I mean, I respect Mirko for attempting it though.
Yeah,
wasn't to work.
Oh,
okay, that does mean we're going to game 5 then, guaranteed.
Yeah, 2-2 right now, and could absolutely go either way, but it seems like this change from Video Game Show to Shao Kahn has really been working out for him.
I mean, he is considered the best Shao Kahn for a reason, man. This is why.
Yeah. Oh, what a sick costume too.
Oh, that helmet is like I think it's the Shaolin monks Shao Kahn helmet.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's super good. Still though, game 5. This is make or break territory. Losers bracket. Last chance for both of them.
Video Game Joe will be able to get his run back against Astamaz? That's the question. But we will have to wait and see. Mirko is a very, very good player, can adapt on the fly, but does play with a lot of craziness that actually really does benefit him. Unfortunately, Video Game Joe does not capitalize off that jumping free.
No, I think he was expecting it to be blocked, but the way he moved in immediately after. Mirko being in the corner. Good throw. Again, I love the way Mirko does that. He throws the quote-unquote wrong direction to bait you into an escape fail. Now he has that front throw locked, ready to go in the crushing blow. Very scary.
Oh! Go for a down 2 there.
No, he went for a down. He went for a down 1 and got the start up of Dark Priest.
Uh-oh, big damage coming up here. Ooh. 320.
What a delay! And then gets 2 for 2. See the fatal blow and go for a grab. It happened against Kratos, it happened against Video Game Joe. Mirko is so on the money with those reads and the fatal blow. And the grab.
The grab.
Oh, that's actually really bad for Mirko. Not having fatal blow going into this round, that's a big part of the comeback potential gone.
Yeah, and also Video Game Joe now. Seemingly, I don't know what's happened. He's changed to Shao Kahn, has automatically made him like 50% better at taking these grabs as well.
Conventional damage, man, it is important.
It's Mirko. Big damage coming up there. Oh, no proper punish.
No, Mirko, he did the hard bit. Making that up to whiff is really difficult.
Yeah, Video Game Joe struggling to like actually do some optimal damage on the touch at the moment and just being caught by Mirko. Goes for down 1. If he puts it in, no, wants to keep him full screen, doesn't decide to keep him full.
Oh my god!
Crazy there.
Now, this is like boss Shao Kahn mode right now.
Yeah, because he has access to fatal blow too.
I think he's dead. I think that's it. I think that's all she wrote. This one does so much damage. The mini game's coming through. We're seeing all of these skulls, and that's it.
Yeah, that's dead.
Finish him.
Video games, yo. Again, it came down to just the patience, the ability to sit there and block. You know, something that Mirko. Again, it's that Mirko style. I have a lot of respect for the way Mirko plays, right? It is very live by the sword, die by the sword. We'll see him make these crazy comebacks on the back of unsafe moves, stuff that is quote-unquote like a bad idea by traditional, analysis, I suppose. But he plays from his gut, from his belly. If he feels like it's going to work, he's going to do it. The amount of rounds we saw him steal away in this top 8 alone by doing that kind of play style, like it is so hard to make work and requires some proper gutso to do. But Video Games Yo was patient until the bitter end. And that was it, the punish. He had that fatal blow ready. There was no breakaway. GG's. It's going to be a run back in grand finals of Asada versus Video Games Yo. So we are going to be seeing this. The two players that are by far the most dependent on these points in this top 8 are going to be our grand finals. We could not have asked for a better setup to this.
Yeah, no, I'm really, really looking forward to this. And the thing is, as well, during the winners' finals, since we're coming up to grand finals now, we slowly but surely did see Video Game Show, like his adjustments of Liu Kang were catching up to Astamaz. So, considering with his previous knowledge of how Astamaz does play his Cetrion, wonder how much Video Game Show will be able to change it up, and he may be able to pull the big win here and reset the bracket and pull the big win.
I want to know if he's going to play Liu Kang again. Because I wonder if he's going to be... So Shao Kahn Cetrion is a bad matchup for sure. But I know that we've seen Video Games Yo play Shao Kahn against Cetrion in tournament. We saw him play against Dragon at Carrick Throwdown. It was 2-0, but it was 2 close games.
Yes.
It was 2 close matches. I wonder if Video Games Yo is thinking, maybe this is a Shao Kahn Grand Finals. Maybe this is where we should see him try it. But then this is hard. This is a hard decision because it was Liu Kang in winners finals. He went down 2 games, brought it back 2 games, and then lost down to like a last round, last hit territory for both players.
The thing is, as well, as
What
you
does he do?
mentioned, though, with like Cetrion, well, more specifically, as the Maz's Cetrion, remember, he does play different to Dragons, far more projectile heavy, and that may be something that, you know, Shao Kahn will struggle to contest with.
Cetrion.
I guess we'll find out soon.
Oh no, it seems like, yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
going to
gonna
stick
be
to
it.
his guns with Liu Kang. Fair enough.
So we have to remember once more that Video Games Yo is known for Jax and Shao Kahn. Not in that order. Shao Kahn and Jax, it's better to say it that way. They both lose to Cetrion. So he has a clear problem in his competitive roster where he needs an answer for Cetrion. This is the first tournament that we've seen him try something different, and it's Liu Kang. It worked kind of well in winners finals, almost won, wasn't quite enough. But he is from loser's side. This is the grand finals for the Europe Online Cup, the pro competition.
God, that is how you start a round. It seems like As the Maz has not lost any of his momentum despite the break he did have the other matches. He's just really taking it to Video Games Yo right now.
I wonder if he's just spent like the last half hour, 40 minutes in training mode just throwing boulders.
Oh, but again, it's just like, actually, you guys really capitalized on it. We started doing some this earlier. But the thing is, like, Video Games Yo has not got a touch in at all right now. This could actually end up being flawless.
Yeah, Video Games Yo, he's equipped the Fire God skin though, so he's feeling the power.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was a flawless. Like, As the Maz just going absolutely insane. Like that, the way he started off the round with that crushing blow was truly something. But my God, like Video Games Yo, he's got a bit of a mountain to climb at the moment if he cannot get in and As the Maz Cetrion. Really stand.
It's actually more than just that as well though, because that's the matter. He's choosing his moments to like give Video Games Yo a chance to look like he wants to jump in, and then he's jumping himself with a jump kick. Look, this has been just footsies.
Yeah, it really has. Joe just has not been able, and he accidentally got his stance. I believe he probably thought that the teleport would be right next to him, but unfortunately,
that was
misses the down to crushing blow, and that was ridiculous from As the Maz. Video Games Yo probably extremely flustered from that. Unfortunately, very one-sided match. My goodness, that was extremely dominant.
This is the Asadamasa style. You know, it's a very, very keep away oriented Cetrion. You know.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I would go as far as to say that like when people consider Cetrion, you know, like at the highest level, she's known for being a bit of a hybrid. She has the mid range buttons, the good anti-airs, you know, decent jump kick, advancing buttons, all in between. But when people think of it, keep away Cetrion, Asadamasa really is the first one that comes to my mind. But it looks like Video Games Yo, he has had enough. He is going back to Shao Kahn. He is going to give it a go and see what happens. Now, the thing is, matchups are only worth so much if each player knows the ins and outs of it. I do wonder if Asadamasa has the level of Shao Kahn knowledge required to make it a bad matchup. Because you can't just pick a character and go, bad matchup, I win. Like, you have to know what makes it bad. I do wonder how often they may have played against each other.
Doesn't come like to jump free, but he has put him in the corner, which is definitely where he wants him to be right now. Oh, smart break away from Asadamasa, and Video Games Yo immediately like playing far better already. Clearly night and day. It just seems like he's far more comfortable with playing Shao Kahn. And honestly,
I mean, he's got the long range buttons, the far reaching standing one. He's got the shoulder charge, the jump kick. Like he has different tools that can work. Oh, punish! That was a counter hit. That wasn't a punish.
Oh, so
and that side switch.
Yeah, Video Games Yo, like this is a far better choice. Far better choice. Goes for the back sweep and push him back to the corner. Oh, great choice. Oh, there it is! So sick!
I'm never going to see just neutral shoulder charge connect and not find it exciting.
Oh, it's so good. Well, this is where As the Maz wants to actually put Video Games Yo. The thing is, Shao Kahn is known for having crazy long strings, and oh my goodness, As the Maz getting caught a lot here. I feel like Shao Kahn's range and his abilities just kind of jab at everything Cetrion has is gonna be what puts him here. Nice little victory dance there from Video Game Show.
I actually think that was him trying to block dash close to finish it, but you can't block dash and finish it. It kind of just makes you wiggle around. Now this is actually a really good example here of just because something is a bad matchup doesn't mean it's always something that you should pick away from. Because again, you know, when you're talking matchups, you're talking two players that know the ins and outs of the matchup and how they play against each other, right? I don't think Asadamasa has played against Shao Kahn as much as Video Games has played against Cetrion with this character, which automatically means you have an edge. Now the question is, what makes it hard? You know, what makes it a hard matchup? Can Asadamasa figure that out on the fly as he goes through? Because Asadamasa, he's on the winner's side, right? Video Games, he has to reset the bracket, you know, standard double elimination. Video Games is here through losers. He has to win a 3 out of 5. It resets back to 0, and then they play another 3 out of 5. Asadamasa's on the winner's side. He just has to win 1 3 out of 5, and it's over. He has more games to work with to figure this out.
Yeah, but we also cannot discount how good Video Game Joe Shao Kahn is, so it may be something that's really quite difficult for Asadamasa to adapt to on the fly, especially with all these plus frames, kind of taking his time, slowly picking away at Asadamasa. Obviously, like, this is a different version of Video Game Joe we saw earlier today.
It's because it's the first time he's really going to Shao Kahn, you know? There's a reason he is known for this character.
Look at those block dashes as well. He's allowing himself to really close down the space as soon as possible.
Now we're seeing a lot, yeah. The teleport is a big thing here. We weren't seeing the teleport used really at all before.
Oh, gets caught by the break. Yeah, definitely, as the match slowing this match down, it definitely seems like Video Game Joe is struggling to get in. But in saying that, he's playing Shao Kahn. He just needs the one touch to really erupt like a volcano. Ooh!
This could be one.
Territory. Goodness.
Oh, no
Still
punish.
Anyone's game. Fatal blows still in play for both players.
Oh, he tried to Anya.
Oh, tries to roll charge into the wall.
That was so good from Asadamasa, calling out that shoulder charge, putting up the natural barrier, catching him on the way in.
Oh, it's going for the overhead. Video Game Joe respecting it. Away Asadamasa. Now, this definitely seems like more Video Games ground at the moment. But it's solely because Asadamasa has not had the chance to really start his projectile game and kind of teleport across the screen. And oh, there it is, funny enough. But the second he can like work around all of Shao Kahn's range, it really makes it quite difficult for Video Game Joe to get things going.
Video Games has the life lead, so I don't know how long that's going to stay away. That is unfortunate. He got caught out of the very end of that shoulder charge. Just quickly means the projectiles will quickly take away that life lead though. That's what's the hardest thing about this is it's hard to see a life lead as safe. You know, is it? The full screen again was cornered, now isn't.
Yeah, at this point, Video Game Show. Oh, this is what he needs. He can capitalize off this down. Oh, he goes for the priest. Needs one touch into that crushing blow. And there it is.
Counter poke.
Run.
Oh, and then no breakaway from Asadamasa. He is content to just go, okay, right, that's done.
Final round. Fight.
I like Video Games here. He cut the damage short to set up the Dark Priest safely.
No,
stagger.
What's the amazing thing here is that at least with Shao Kahn, he has the range to test with Cetrion's projectile game, which I think is really benefited him, honestly. It's allowed Video Game Show not only take a round off it, but deal some extreme damage when he's got the damn chance. Ooh. Big wake up. Oh, with the grab, but no punish. I suspect the teleport's coming up. There it is.
There genuinely isn't really anything Video Games can do about it. Like, it is pretty much a free way out of the corner.
But in saying that, you see these block dashes right now. This allows Video Game Joe to like cut down the space in like half a second. Incredible stuff. Oh, lose the anti-air.
Oh, big!
It's gonna be big damage. Oh, that's it. Oh my goodness.
Okay, no, it's definitely not him messing on block dash. He's doing it 100% on purpose. Oh dear.
He's just very happy. Like, understandably for someone like Video Game Joe, it also must be a great way for him to kind of show off what Shao Kahn can really do in this game. Because I know on release, many people had their doubts about this character, and like he's really been able to break away those shackles and show off like.
So
hey,
he was definitely, out of all the characters that were considered low tier before the patch, he was definitely the one that had the most opportunity to kind of like
Cetrion.
not be, you know, and you look at his tools on paper and go, how is this character low tier? It was how they worked and some general
Solid
inconsistencies
trap dungeon.
with the way some moves worked, maybe, you know, not enough damage here and there. Crushing blows were a bit iffy. Like the requirements were fine, but once you got them, they were a little bit inconsistent. So this patch gave him loads of quality of life changes. A little bit of extra damage on the spear, easier to combo from the crushing blow launchers. Dark Priest becoming usable. That's probably his biggest thing. Dark Priest was almost impossible to set up beforehand. Now it's a lot more practical. That has made him better. You know, that one thing.
No, absolutely. He's become so incredibly strong in this patch, and it's nice to see, someone that's talented, Video Game Joe, really show it on quite the stage as well. But again, as the match just really wanted to work this projectile game, but Video Game Joe going pretty crazy right now with those dash blocks and to work his way in, and there is a shoulder charge and some big, hefty damage. Smart way to roll out. You don't want to be in the corner against Shao Kahn. Well, as I am honestly extremely surprised considering what Video Game Joe has said about this matchup. Pretty well.
I mean, he's clearly played it a lot. He's clearly played this matchup a ton. Ooh, the little tap.
Stuff. Needs one more touch. Do something special and throws the monk.
Oh wow.
Round 2.
No defensive bar, and the monk's body is going to do it. That's such a Shao Kahn way to end a round too.
Unfortunately, I believe Video Game Joe was expecting another border, but gets caught with Kaiser. As the Mass definitely wants to end up. Oh, no punish. Now, the thing is, what's it? Shao Kahn gets some incredible damage if you can get that down too, but unfortunately, we'll have to wait and see whether or not Video Game.
It's not really the down 2, to be honest. Like down 2 does give him quite a lot, but it's not as likely to work. It's mainly the. Like, if he has 2 bars, he's willing to spend it. The big one is the Dark Priest. If he gets the Dark Priest crushing blow, oh boy, that's the one. Oh, the punish, finally! Asadamasa is punished for teleporting without the bar to go full screen.
And he's right in his face as well. Oh, just opts the teleport right behind him. Now, also need to keep in mind, Asadamasa does have access to his fatal blow, so he could even out the playing field at any point in time. He just needs to be quite careful because Video Game Joe. Very dangerous for Shao Kahn, and it's insane reach in this game. Oh, one more touch is all he needs.
Finish her.
Oh,
there it is, the sweep. Yep, sweep. A counter hit, no less again. Oh,
you know what?
The fatality to signal the reset.
Fair enough, and he's gonna end up gutting Cetrion like a trout.
Fatality.
My God, I am so impressed with this pick, and I'm so like surprised. Like we all knew he plays Shao Kahn, but considering what he said about this matchup, I didn't think we were going to see it.
I mean, me neither, but I'm happy that he was willing to make it work, because the thing is, he is known for Shao Kahn. It's the biggest thing. The biggest thing he has going for him as a player is this amazing Shao Kahn. And again, it's like I said before, I hate to repeat myself, but he definitely has played against Cetrion more than Asadamasa has played against Shao Kahn. That much seems quite apparent. Yeah. But that being said, it's not like he's making it look like not a rough matchup. Like, he's still having to do like raw shoulder charge by itself. He's still having to spend most of the game working his way in. It's definitely something that, he's having to work for it, but he's working hard and making the right decision. So here he is. He's reset the bracket. Here we are, 0-0 now, dead even once more.
Yes, Video Game Joe been able to reset the bracket, and he's doing extremely well. Definitely wants that win over Astamaz to lose his bracket. But Astamaz, it was very dominant in the first match with Liu Kang, but it's just, what things can he apply here to really change things up? Video Game Joe misses jump 3. Video Game Joe slowly working his way in. Oh, he has the shoulder charge. or believing that he would go for the breakaway, goes for preemptive down 2. But now, as I've mentioned, Video Game Joe, once he gets one touch with Shao Kahn, it's incredible damage. Those strings cover so much range. But this is where Astamax really does shine, honestly. When he can keep him at the mid screen, it's where he does the best. Down 1. Video Game Joe has access to Fatal Blow. This is very scary stuff. Oh, this could be it! No, he knew the breakaway was coming! Cashes out with it.
Yeah, this is a brilliant decision. I actually quite agree with this as well. Because Video Games Yo, he's not really getting a chance to use the Fatal Blow, like, ever. So why not just use it here, get the breakaway out, and that's the matter. Oh, the counter poke! Annihilation! That was
so sick!
Oh my god.
Oh, that was so good.
Fight.
What a comeback from Video Game Joe there. Going to show how strong, like, fatal blows really are in this game, especially as a combat character. Ooh, that jump free is so good. Ooh. Oh my
wow,
goodness.
the height on that. The pickup. Oh no. The last hit.
Goes for the overhead, splats him down. Nice. Video Game Joe could really do some serious damage in here. Ooh.
God, the range.
Yeah, being well aware. Ooh. Oh, now that is very interesting because Astamax did that in the first round they played against each other and he was successful. Video Game Joe clearly well aware about this and now has his eye out for it. He's just playing like a beast, honestly.
Oh, the
my
interruption.
god.
Astamax tried to go for the teleport unblocked, but it's not instant.
Yeah, Astamax does access the Fatal Blow, however, and we know how dangerous that is. I have a feeling that Video Game Joe is keeping an eye out for that shoulder bar so he can forward this block it into a shoulder charge. Oh, there it is!
Ah, okay.
Even out the players.
That's actually right on the edge. I think it might just be enough. Yeah, absolutely.
No. Yeah, no, it's definitely wow. Both Fatal Blows are out of play, so it will come down to the player's fundamentals and ultimately their crushing blow potential. The question is, will Video Game Joe be able to go for that Dark Freeze and really land it? Because we've already seen it, seen him do it one time.
Well, the best way of setting up Dark Freeze from a distance is if your Lance trades. Oh, that was huge.
Oh,
if your Lance trades with a projectile and you recover first and they're stuck in the animation, you can set up a Dark Freeze very easily. But none of our projectiles really work in that kind of fashion.
I don't know why, but Astamax has seemingly changed up his game plan and now wants to contest with Video Game Joe Shao Kahn, and it's clearly not paying off for him. Goes for the sweep. Goes for the grab.
Yeah, the throw.
One more touch.
Astamax is really struggling against this staggered game.
Oh, you know what he's going for, that hammer trade. He knows that if he does do it, oh, there is another trade, and Video Game Joe takes one over Astamax. Not only did he reset the bracket, but he's been so incredibly dominant so far, and I definitely think you're correct about the matchup experience, because it's definitely showing right now.
I mean, Astamax is figuring it out, but there are definitely some things that aren't being punished as much, like where there are gaps, we're not seeing flawless blocks, we're not seeing the punishes, stuff like that. But the big thing is, honestly, Video Games Yo with these like psychic next dimension shoulder charge reads. You know, he's just doing them in the neutral, and I don't think a single one has been blocked.
No,
very few of them are actually punishes. We're seeing them as reversal. We're seeing them like catch him on the way up, going for a Hell's Wrath. That's really the main point of it. But that's the payout. If you're willing to throw a shoulder charge at someone that's on the that's doing start of a projectile or special, and it hits, you get a combo. And for Shao Kahn, that's like what, mid 20% off a shoulder charge starter, I think, because he's not really spending more than one bar on it.
Round 1. Fight.
Well, looks like we're jumping straight back in. Oh, there we go, guys. Now, knocking full screen, Video Game Joe starting off pretty strong right now, really enforcing the grab game on Astamax.
Oh, again!
Oh, those cheeky block grabs right there. Nice. Down 4. It's just checking Astamax right now. Again, the range of Shao Kahn is so incredibly good.
They confirm he might be dead.
Damage. Woo. Oh, I think we'll just have a pixel. Yep, just about.
Wow, that just point blank annihilation. This man, where's the respect?
That is the most Shao Kahn thing I have seen in a like. Oh, so good.
The most Shao Kahn thing, point blank Dark Freeze.
You know what? Yeah, I can't actually. Yeah, right there.
You haven't ascended to true boss character status unless you've done your most unsafe move at like point blank range. Shao Kahn's been doing it for 20 years. You say you can't do it once? Come on.
Oh, it looks like it went right through him there. But does it capitalize off the down one? Now,
Video game's throw game has been really scary for Astamasa. He is just, we're not even seeing escape failed. I think he's just really not expecting them at the times they're coming.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's also because video game shows like block dashing is like impeccably good.
I mean, the second you give him any breathing room, he's in your face, and he just like wobbled his way there.
Ooh, knowing that the wall's there, so it takes his time. Ooh, now this is where Astamasa can really do some severe damage, but the scary thing is, it is video game Joe. He's playing Shao Kahn, and he does have access to Fatal Blow.
There's Breakaway, but the Fatal Blow is what scares me.
He does not have any more meter, so his next touch needs to kill if he wants to seal this round.
Oh, he tried.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he bet the farm. On hit, that would have been Fatal Blow into death, and on block, he would have lost. So he bet it. Astamasa is playing patient. I think it might be the first shoulder charge we've seen blocked. So Astamasa is beginning to get the feel for it.
Oh, definitely has an eye out for that, and I think video game show is going to keep that in mind. Definitely, yeah, I can definitely see the adaptation as you mentioned.
There's a plus frames.
No, it does not capitalize the shoulder charge.
That would have been a beautiful pickup if he got close. I don't know what buttons Shao Kahn could have done. Maybe a back two, but it would have been tough.
Oh, wise choice to break away, especially against Shao Kahn when he has 2 bars of meter. But in saying that, beautiful corner switch here. Oh, video game.
That's exactly what Astamasa needed. He got out of the corner, he has the screen space, and he's got a life lead. This is all going well for Astamasa.
Yeah, no, changes have definitely been applied, and it's definitely working. And it seems like video game show is getting put out here quite a fair bit. Oh, amazing flawless block there, but definitely still in Astamaz's favor. Video. Oh, there it is.
And that's the style, man. If you can play that hard way, you can keep the arms reach and not leave yourself open to shoulder charge. Astamasa, I feel like he's beginning to find his flow for how the keep away works in this matchup.
Yeah, no, that's the first time he's been able to snag around since Video Game Show has reset the bracket as well. Oh my goodness. I'm very, very impressed to see how well Astamasa has been able to adapt. It's been nothing short of superb. It's been a bit of a slow learning curve, considering that he's had to take a few losses to do so.
It's honestly, it's like I said before, like he had the games to work with. Astamasa, he was winner side grand finals. Yes, the bracket's been reset, but that has been match after match after match of just data. You know, if he's not so used to fighting Shao Kahn, which it definitely looked like at the start, he is going to figure stuff out as he goes. And now we're on to, I mean, what's this, game 5? I think this is game 5 of the grand finals. You know, we're seeing him get a little bit more comfortable. Now the pressure is on Video Games Go to realize, okay, he's doing this. Now it's time for me to change.
Yeah, he's getting caught a fair bit here, but Video Game Go, we can't count him out. Cannot at all. So he might be able to pull something that we haven't seen quite yet. Again, he still has access to that Dark Priest, although he has
I'll tell you what we've never seen. We've not really seen any crushing blows. I don't really feel like Shao Kahn can get the chance to use his against Cetrion, you know? Not really going to get reversal throw punishes as often.
Talking about crushing blows.
Going to be kind of hard for him to get the... Oh, and the patience.
Yeah, Astamaz really slowing this match down, and it's definitely going in his favor. Great throw tech there. But
the active frames on the wall.
Seems like Video Game Joe is just being caught by a little bit of everything at the moment. Astamaz gets the win here.
Fight.
Seeing Video Game Joe not scared at all to just press a button when he sees that teleport coming in. But this is a very, very scary place to be up against the Emperor of Outworld.
Punish.
Wise choice to break away. All plus frames, but this just splats him to the ground. poking like a crazy, but oh, again, the fact that it makes her safe is absolutely absurd.
I mean, it shouldn't be. It's just moving him out of range. It's kind of hard to follow up and punish.
Oh, that was so sick.
Oh, he spends both bars. He wants to make the most.
Ooh, he knows at this point in time, like, he's struggling to get in, so he needs to make the most of whatever touch he does have.
See him go to. Oh, yeah, the lance.
Oh no, that actually is a wide shot. It seems like you can't really get much of it. Oh, there it is again.
Lance caught the startup. Okay. Video Games Yo putting a round on the board again.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's very important information for him as well, because I'm fairly sure that Shao Kahn has a crushing blow off that. Actually, if he lands 3 of them, he gets his 1-2 grab where he stabs multiple times, and it does a hefty amount of damage.
I mean, he's hit 2 of them, so he's close. But the problem is, I don't know if you can really afford to go for it. You know what I mean? Like almost like aim to build that up.
No, definitely. Especially when it's against like a character like Setron, whose keep away game is extremely strong. But video games can like shorten down the space, like he just did right there with block dashes.
Wow. I've seen Astamata get a couple of really good down twos, but he's opting not to go for the crushing blow. He hasn't used it yet.
And now Astamata is right in his face. This is very, very, very scary place to be. Video games are getting hit with some projectiles at the moment. And slowly but surely working his way in. But Astamata's doing what he's really catering to his character's strengths.
Oh, no, close enough.
No!
So
access for that breakaway. Needs one more touch. Oh, Astamata's pulling this back right now. Maybe
Video Games like... he tries to go for a punish shoulder charge, but he was just out of range, like just short. Astamata, he kept his cool, he was ready, and he did punish. I actually thought that was death when he got the string into the geyser. I thought jump kick uppercut was going to do it, but apparently not. But without the defensive bar that Video Games Yo didn't have because he went for the breakaway, Chip was pretty much guaranteed at that point. Now Astamata is 1 game away from winning EU Online for the pro competition. Now, does Video Games Go stick it out with Shao Kahn? He does.
Yeah, I feel like
he's either gonna win or he's gonna go down with Shao Kahn. He has no longer the option to change character.
I mean, with the situation that Video Games Yo is right now, could he really have it any other way? Because he's clearly been far more successful using Shao Kahn, who, as he said, isn't favorable in this matchup than his other characters. Like he thought Liu Kang was the answer, and clearly that wasn't the case at all. Like, it's just, I think it just comes down to a character he genuinely feels comfortable with and wanting to always play.
And also confidence. When you're playing with your back to the wall, when you're a game away from an elimination, you need to make sure that you're confident. And if you're going to be more confident with Shao Kahn than your other characters, then by all means.
Oh, unfortunately missed the flawless block there. Oh my goodness. Oh, so sick. And he goes for the splat. Now, the thing is, I think what Video Games should be doing all the time is trying to maximize his damage and really hit that Annihilator hammer to splat down his opponent in front of him.
I mean, that's what he's doing. It's not just like good damage end of the Annihilation, it's also like good open too. You get a decent amount of advantage.
Absolutely.
Again, that teleport, that teleport has been the thorn in the side of Video Games this entire time.
Yeah, no,
like he is spending the entire. Oh wow, he is spending the entire game just running after her, and the second she gets in the corner, I mean, she's teleporting out. There really isn't much he can do.
Yeah, it really is a get out of jail free card. It's been working consistently.
Well, I mean,
just against Video Games Jail, but everyone that has the match has to go up against.
It costs defensive bar to do it the full screen version, but by the time they've gotten close enough, you've probably regenerated that bar anyway. But Video Games Joe, he's making these big decisions right now, these big jump kicks, the corner carry.
Oh, that's like 400 damage. That's incredible. And I believe that's really wise for him to spend both bars to meet, because he knows that at this point he's struggling to like hit Astamaz from this full screen. So whenever he does, he wants to get the most he can out of it. Astamaz right now completely out of resources, and Video Games Joe 110% can take this.
Wow.
Spats down 2-2.
Now, that match was an example of what can happen if you are on the money. You know, if you're playing a character that has to just chase after someone the whole game. When Video Games Yo was, we've seen prior rounds, he'll dash in, he'll get hit by boulders, he'll get hit by Hell's Wraths. But if his jump kick beats out, launch. If his jump 2 hits from max range, launch, corner carry, and all the in-between. If he can get that sequence where he gets Asadamasa in the corner and he straight up doesn't give him the chance to just go for the teleport. Because the problem he's been having with the teleport is he's been slowly working him to the corner, and he's been like, if he throws him into the corner, he gets out because he'll wake up, Shao Kahn isn't close enough, he'll get a teleport, and that's it. If he gets him to the corner with a combo and he ends in annihilation, he has Oki and corner positioning, and he has the advantage to stay there. He doesn't have the time to get up and teleport out. The problem is if he gets knocked into the corner, he gets out with teleport. If he gets comboed and carried to the corner, that's where Video Games Yo can make it work. But that has been the hard situation to figure out, because Asadamasa is not making it easy to get opened up for the corner.
But Asadamasa really starting off pretty strong at the moment. Video Games Yo cannot be counted at any point. All he needs is literally one touch and they can bring it back. Ooh, nice flawless block. So goes for the down one, check into a grab. Oh, nice trade. I suspect Asadamasa most likely going to teleport in a bit because he does not want to be put in the corner against a character like Shao Kahn. One check. Oh no, missed.
What was that?
I just believe stubby limbs from.
To be fair, if you're in range for a throw to not even reach, you're probably not in range for enough down 2 to hit either. This life bar though has been all video games.
Yeah, he's just been depleting it over time. Ooh, that was amazing. Like, it seems like Asadamasa is getting flustered right now because Video Games Yo is just like pressing his button, doesn't know what to do. I love that with Video Games Yo. When he knows the health bar is coming low, he will throw that hammer out and he will happily take the trade if it guarantees the opportunity for him to take the round.
This could be it though. This is tournament point for video games. Wow, and he gets a counter hit on the teleport. Throw him towards the corner. Video Games wants this.
Yeah, no, Asadamasa
he reset the bracket. We have to make him reset it from losers. Gone to Shao Kahn.
This is what Asadamasa wants to keep him. If he can keep him here at this range, it's in his favor. But that range is so good. Oh, I've never seen that before. Oh, so many jump threes right now. You know that Video Games Yo is looking for that big damage. But the thing is, as his health is slowly being depleted, we all know that means he's getting close to fatal blow, and that thing does an incredible amount of damage. Nice flawless block.
Oh, early jump too. Wonder if he expected Asadamasa to jump at him.
Well, for the most part, Asadamasa has been winning majority of their actual anti-airs, so I can understand why that choice has been done. Video Games just slow, but you know he's looking for that short. Oh, this could be a lot of damage. Why choice to break away?
No, he's used the breakaway. That's it. It's not there anymore.
Yeah, fatal blow still in play. Just need one more touch. Oh my god, this is quite like chief. Oh no!
The Hail Mary shoulder charge did not work. Video Games throws it all away. Asadamasa is on tournament point as well. This is it. This is the last round.
Oh, it's gonna come down to this, man. Oh, throws the spare trace. Video Games, you need to be very careful, but he's up in his face. This is where he needs to be. It can be complete set play if everything works in his favor. Oh, that's very scary right there. Nice flawless block.
Oh wow, Asadamasa throws. I mean, I guess it's not so important. If he gets cornered, he can pull it out. Oh, big punish though. Breakaway.
No breakaway. Oh, goes for the Dark Priest. This is where you should be terrified. But if Asadamasa can keep it full screen, then that green glow will. Oh no, he doesn't get it.
Oh, that's gonna do 20%. Oh no, ran
17. Oh, Asadamasa definitely a bit scared if there's one more touch, but he still has access to fatal blows. Still absolutely in anyone's field of play. Oh, I need one more touch and that could be it. Oh my god, this is killing me right now. Both characters have access to fatal blow.
The whip punish! The whip punish! The fatal blow! He whipped it! And he throws it away! Asadamasa, he could have gone straight into the fatal blow, but he missed it! He drops the combo and Asadamasa responds with just a raw fatal blow, and that is gonna be that! as Asada Matza wins the EU Online Cup for the pro competition. I mean,
Oh my god.
what an ending. Video Games Joe, he got the... Why did that happen so many times today?
Yes, this was it 3 times.
Just
3
string,
times.
oh man, like string forward 2-1 fatal blow would... 4-2-1 fatal blow would have worked, right? So 4-2-1 fatal blow would have connected. Maybe he just thought a breakaway was a possibility, so he went for the shoulder charge to catch it. And then if he times that fatal blow right, if he times the fatal blow right, it will get her on the way down. But he mistimed it. And the scramble that followed, again, the amount of rounds that Asada Matza just... A scramble situation happened, and he just got up and just went, okay, fatal blow. And it worked. It works every single time.
Oh, Asada
Matza is gonna be the champion today. Congratulations, well done. Congratulations to Italy for doing really well in this top 8. Asada Matza, you know he's gonna be happy with that.
Yes,
getting from top 8 to Viennality, from top 8 of Viennality to first place here. Over Video Games Yo, I'm not gonna lie, a heartbreaker for Video Games Yo, a heartbreaker for video games fans. To run it back, to reset bracket, to go to Shao Kahn, to get. He won the tournament. You know what I'm saying? He won the tournament. That was it. He won it. But the combo drop, that last minute, he did 99.99% of the work. But that last moment, his execution let him down, and Asada Matza made him pay the ultimate price. And that is going to be the end of quite a back and forth grand finals. Yeah, that was quite the matchup.
Yeah, no, Asada Matza really did start adapting during the reset, honestly, and that's where he really kind of started to adapt. And then it's where you really started to see what Video Games Joe had actually said about that matchup. If he can keep, if Shao Kahn is kept out for a majority of that match, it can be very difficult for him to get in, and he has to rely for a pretty large amount on that raw shoulder charge.
Well, it definitely was a big factor in the matchup. You know, the amount of times we had to see Video Games take those risks, go for those jumps, go for those shoulder charges, but big payout, right? You know, big risk, big reward. But that does mean that we are officially at the end of the tournament. Thank you so much for watching at home, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tournament. It was a really good top 8, full of all sorts of cool characters, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's been a pleasure commentating with you, Callum. Hopefully we get the chance to do this again soon.
Yes, hopefully, man. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank everyone who made this opportunity possible. I've been wanting to pursue more of a field and commentary, so it's been an absolute pleasure in being able to commentate alongside yourself, man.
No, man, it's been a pleasure. I want to also take one moment to shout out production guys behind the scenes. Thanks very much for keeping this smooth, and thanks to the players for putting on a good show. Thank you very much, guys. We will see you on the next tournament. Make sure to follow NRS Esports on Twitter for updates as to what exactly that's going to be. As in Europe, we have plenty of intercontinental combat events left to go. And of course, pro competition is still in full swing. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend, and we will see you next time.